Hello everyone! How are we all doing tonight? Hopefully we are all doing well, because tonight it is the great debate. You know, the one to end all debates. The one that we have all been waiting for. We have been waiting centuries for this. Let's go! We've been waiting! We've been waiting for so long! Woo!
I'm here.
But yeah, hi, we're all here. As it said, we are doing the great cat versus cow debate. So yeah.
I'm a cow.
Yeah, she's the cow, I'm the cat. And we have our two moderators, Geeks and Tira. There you go, yeah, there's Tira. So yeah.
Tira couldn't be happier. Geeks.
Dead.
Dead.
Yep.
And the moderators have already killed themselves.
Woo!
Someone please
Here
help.
gets our well.
They're showing us their notebooks. Help.
Have our families held at gunpoint. Please send help.
They promised po' boys and $20. I got neither.
Why the fuck would I promise you po' boys at $20?
Yeah, really, what the fuck?
You should have called me a bad
Can
friend.
I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
And yes, Desk, we are going to need a nice egg in this trying time, considering how deep into the rabbit hole we're going to be going tonight. You know, with us having to...
Wait, you said cow and cat? Now there's a rabbit?
Exactly, that's how convoluted this all is.
That's why whenever there's a group of animals in one place, it's
called a zoo! Unless
it's a farm!
But anyway, yeah, we are debating tonight on which series is more convoluted in its story, CoD Zombies or Kingdom Hearts. because apparently CoD Zombies has a story.
It always had a story. It wasn't very straightforward in what the hell it was.
Same with Kingdom Hearts
about-
sometimes, because it's going backward.
about, like-
It's going forward, backward, in between, backward again, then forward again, but then backward, then maybe a step between, and then...
Backwards, sideways, diagonal, up, down, left,
Yeah,
right.
It's always great when you can't tell if I'm in a prequel, a sequel, or the present day.
Yeah, really.
Or which console you need in order to keep up with the series. It's a PlayStation. It's your cell phone. This is your Nintendo.
Your three-dimensional chart.
See, I had the luxury of I had the maps, so I'd get a lot more story progression in each map than he would, because he'd have to wait for a game.
And then it's on a different console as well.
Or on the phone.
Yeah, or on the fucking phone.
I was about to rub in your face the Call of Duty wiki saying that the mobile zombies games are not canon. So I didn't have to give a fuck about them.
Whereas I'm over here like, no, the mobile games are canon.
I have it in big bold letters right here in my notebook. Mobile games not canon, rubbing Mez's face.
Hey, oh, hey, Ash! Oh, you're gonna have a fun time tonight, seeing which of us goes crazier.
Me.
No,
I'm confident in my victory, and I have the straight jacket to prove it.
And you also have the moon! Alright, but why don't we lay down some ground rules before we get going, okay? We cannot attack each other. We can only attack our points if we want to.
Yeah, I can't just call Mez. Mez can't be like, so the keyblades are a bit confusing. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, really. And then Lucy can't be like, element 115, and I'll be like, that's fucking gay. You're gay.
Nobody cares, bitch.
Exactly. Hey, Mez. Hi, Beth. Hey, Beth,
Oh,
look,
no.
it's Geeks right here.
No.
He's right here.
No. Hey, I'm actually hiding under Lucy this time. No bonk. No bonk.
Yes, bonk. Yes, bonk.
No bonk.
Yes,
no
bonk.
bonk.
Yes, bonk.
No bonk.
Yes, bonk.
No.
Yes.
No.
There we go.
I'm hiding
Bonk.
under. Ow.
Why?
I always stay ahead.
Hiding under me is like walking out in the sun. Smash mouth.
There you
Rich.
go.
I have a living area there.
But anyway.
Yeah, whoever wins this debate has to get the tattoo of the opposing side's game on them.
We didn't agree to that.
No.
Yes, I heard that.
I already have it. I don't have any room for Kingdom Hearts anyway.
And I don't have any tattoos, nor do I want a
You
CoD
would cry like
Zombies.
a bitch.
You bumped the kid. Why?
You just be like, when's it gonna stop hurting? And the tattoo artist is like, yeah, well, that's the fun part. In a month.
Yeah. No, I literally, if I were to go get one, I'd just bring my sister with me because she has a bunch, and ranging from like small ones to big ones. So I'm just like, all right, help me. What do I do? What do I need? And she'll be like, all right, here's water and some snacks, and bite this. And I'll be like, okay.
Literally, just get a keyblade on the back of your calf. It'll hurt the least, and you'll be the most proud of it, and nobody will judge you for it.
That's the thing I've heard is like, like certain spots in the body are like the least, like they hurt less than others. Because like I have said in the past, like one idea I had was like, oh, why don't I get like the Triforce on the back of my hand? And then everyone I'd tell that to goes, no, you do not want to do that, no. And I'm like, why? Because they're like, because it will hurt like hell. And I'm like, oh.
It will hurt like hell, and also hands are just like one of those things. If it gets infected, like you can't do anything with that hand for the better part of a few weeks.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, in order to do it on a hand, you have to do something that's like really noteworthy. Like you trust with your fucking life.
Which means it would also make it way more expensive.
Yep.
Just get the heart design from Kingdom Hearts on your hands. Just
no.
You can do what Aaron Paul did. He got like Breaking Bad tattooed on the inner side of his middle finger.
Yeah, there we go. I know my sister recently got her daughter's handwriting tattooed on the side of her thumb. Specifically, it says "I love you, Mom," and the O in love is a heart. And again, it's my niece's handwriting as well, so it's like, oh, that's cute.
I have my wife's lip print tattooed. I can't say that on stream. She has my lip print tattooed on her chest.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait, you can't say that either. But anyway, so yeah, get another bonk from Beth for geeks. Bonk him.
We need him unconcussed tonight. Yeah.
No, concuss him enough so that I win.
If he's concussed, I'll be more confused. I'll win.
I'll win. I'll win.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I hate
He rules that he himself wins.
Yeah, really.
Ow.
All right.
One of the way.
All right. You know what? Just in case we want to have visuals or not, why don't we go over to this screen?
Oh, I got bunked again.
Good. So let's go over to this screen. Just so we can have stuff. So Lucy, you're gonna need to shrink a bit because you're kind of blocking the screen.
What?
What did you just fucking say to me?
I said you're going to have to scoot over to the side because you're so beautiful that you're covering up the screen.
This is anti-bovine discrimination.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so
I'm hearing from my lawyers.
All right.
And I rule a ring of hell, so I have a lot of them.
Yes, exactly. But anyway,
basically all of them.
Yeah. So, why don't I also do this so that our moderators can see what I am sharing as well. Just in case we do want to be like, hey, look at what we're sharing to give like a visual.
In case ads pop up and we're like, wait, we can't see. We gotta wait 30 seconds.
Exactly, yeah. So we can just be like, okay, so the Master of Masters is a big gay.
Let me tell you something about teleportation. Now that shit is
anyway.
wild.
All right, so how shall we start, Lucy? How shall we start?
Well, we should introduce what the question is, and then give brief introductions of our like opening statements. What we're trying to prove.
All right. Beth, that's enough bonking, okay? That's enough, Beth. That's enough. That's enough.
So, moderators, you should limit our openings to about 2 minutes.
2 minutes each?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like where we say like why we're qualified to talk about this
and why, like what we're trying to prove, and how and why, and why we can.
All right, so
from 20 minutes to 2 minutes, good.
But the question of tonight is, which plot is more convoluted? Call of Duty Zombies or Kingdom Hearts?
Mm-hmm.
I will be representing Call of Duty Zombies tonight. God help me. And
I will be representing Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
Damn. Call of Duty Zombies must be really difficult because Lucy's actually for God's help.
Yeah, really.
What?
Because you said God help me.
Yeah, you said God help me.
I've been praying to him every time I play this shit. It's like, hey, can you just throw me one bone? I'm trying to finish an Easter egg here.
Yeah, really. But anyway, so I think I've shown enough on stream that I'm like, yeah, a Kingdom Hearts fan. We played through almost all the games and all the collections on stream, except for like others like Chain of Memories, which Lucy made me skip.
Yeah, you agreed.
I know, I did agree because it's like, yeah, the combat system is like, it's rough. And then the others that we couldn't play on street, that we couldn't play because they're not.
Or 5.8 over something.
358 over 2 days because in the collections it's a movie, not a game. Same with Recoded.
But we did watch it.
It's a movie on the collection and not a game. But anyway.
But why is it more convoluted than CoD Zombies?
Well, because come on, 2 more bonks to make it 7. As Wesker says, 7 minutes is 7 minutes is all I can spend. And you know what? 7 is also relevant to Kingdom Hearts, so fuck it, go for it, Beth.
No. No.
So yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Shut up. So Kingdom Hearts, okay. I feel Kingdom Hearts is more convoluted because it is just going forward, backward, in between, sideways, diagonal with its story. It's not. Each game that is released is not a linear progression necessarily. It was linear with Kingdom Hearts 1, then Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and then Kingdom Hearts 2, and then after 2, it just went all over the fucking place, and everything just got totally weird from there. So yeah. And then we have retcons and things like that, and revelations that change our understanding of things, and I need to be a part of this discussion, Lost. Hi, Bard.
Oh. Bard?
Alright, so why are you qualified, Lucy?
I have been playing Call of Duty Zombies since World at War. Literally been on this hellish joyride for a better part of 2 decades now. And, well, I've done the Easter eggs. I've played just about every map except for the Black Ops 6, and I can't be fucked to buy that piece of shit game. But I have been here since the beginning. I was there at what we thought was the end, and I'm still here now, keeping track, even though I'm not playing the games anymore. Because, well, that's their fault, not mine. And moreover, this was basically like one of my things that got me interested in like indirect storytelling. And that's one of the main reasons why this plot is so fucking convoluted. It is not presented to you like a linear narrative like Kingdom Hearts does. This plot is told through radios, torn notes, messages.
That's going into one of the questions they might ask. So why don't we hold off on that?
Well, I'm explaining why. You got to say why.
Well, I said it very briefly, but anyway.
All right, non-linear storytelling. It's told through maps. These do not have dedicated games. These are told through maps that I have to play individually, and I have to do this while running away from zombies. And they only got more invested in the story as the series went on. The story is broken into pieces. It's not chronological. It's not linear. There's time travel, multi-dimensional bullshit, Lovecraftian nonsense. The story is here, there, everywhere, and gone all at the same time.
And then back, as you've told me.
And then back again! Just wait until we talk about Peter. I swear to God, that's going to piss me off when we talk about it.
Okay.
There you go. 2 minutes for both of you.
Oh, there we go. So... why don't we pass it to our moderators and have one of you ask us one of the questions that we have. Why don't we start with Geeks? Geeks, give us a question.
Okay. How is the plot conveyed to the player?
You want a coin flip for it?
I'll do a wheel spin.
I'll do it.
I was literally like, I'm pulling it up on stream so people can see, so.
All right. I was going to do it in real life.
All right, Lucy, Mez. All right. Wheel spin on the stream, see who gets to go first on this. And the wheel has decided that you go first, Lucy.
Huzzah. So, I was thinking the way we do this is, how much time do you want to give me?
I mean, since we already kind of went through a lot of it when we were...
10 minutes?
Yeah, that's probably, yeah.
So, 10 minutes for me to make a point.
This maybe specific point, yeah.
Yeah, on this. And then, 5 minutes for you to rebut or ask? Or do you want to make your point after, and then we can do rebut?
And then Tira asks a question, and then yeah. Okay, so you go.
No, run that by me again.
So you which one? Which part? What you just said or the question?
How are we doing the time?
So like 10 minutes for you to say it, and then 5 minutes for me to rebuttal or ask questions, and then 10 minutes for me to say it, and then 5 minutes for you to rebuttal or ask questions.
Alright, so how is the plot conveyed? So, the plot of Call of Duty Zombies is conveyed in the most non-linear shit you've ever seen. I'm talking, we're worse than Five Nights at Freddy's meets Undertale meets fucking the Digital Circus. There is no direct storytelling to the player. You have to go forth, find radios, torn messages, and even in those radios, torn papers, little Easter eggs. And I'm talking about like even the modern maps today. That shit is full of cryptic nonsense. In Shino Numa, for example, there is radios that just have random numbers and letters being written on them, and you're like, what the fuck does any of that shit mean? Well, turns out if you put it into Google Maps, you get Tunguska, Russia. You get Berlin, Germany. Some random place in Warsaw, whatever the fuck. Or Area 51. And it was like, well, what does this shit mean? And this was back in World at War. It wouldn't even be paid off until Black Ops, where Tunguska is the Siberia map, Call of the Dead, and fucking Area 51 would appear in the beginning of Moon. So you don't know any of that shit. And there's also Morse code messages, demonic runes in some maps that, again, you wouldn't know unless you have to Google the shit out of this stuff or learn something. Then there's very rarely triggered character conversations or quotes that can only be done by specific actions. And way early back in the day, like not until maybe Black Ops 4, Zombies Easter eggs had no objective markers. You just had to run around the place, look for what didn't make sense. Just hit the use button. I don't know. It's different on PC and consoles. I was doing all this on consoles way back when.
So it was like X, right?
Yeah, and by the way, you couldn't do any of this shit without one friend who had the crawler chasing it around and making sure that motherfucker was healthy. Because that was the only way you could do anything. And if you were around for the Shangri-La days, you know it was the worst of the worst. No markers, and you had to figure out some Indiana Jones and ancient temple bullshit. Then, nowadays, there's objective markers, but even then, the steps don't make any goddamn sense. Do you know how long it took me to realize that I was freeing a guy's soul in Ascension? 5 years. I'd done that Easter egg 3 times. It took me 5 years to realize what exactly I was doing. Not to mention, the radios and everything, there are radios that are incomplete in Doris that came out in World at War, and they only recently completed them. It was like Black Ops 4, and yeah, it wasn't fun at all. And then Black Ops 4 ruined the perks system. And, like, Buried was a whole map dedicated to the origin of the Pack-a-Punch machine. Nothing else. The Pack-a-Punch machine. That's it. And it took us 3 years to figure that one out, too. I guess furthermore is when they actually decided to have a plot. How much time do I have left?
About 6 minutes.
I have 6 minutes left?
Which more like 7.
Oh, perfect. I was rushing for nothing.
Yeah.
Certain maps are dedicated to just one thing. Buried, for example, is dedicated to getting a piece of a summoning key for another Easter egg. And it involves time travel. Like, I know you were complaining about time travel earlier. There's a thing called Round Infinity that you have to get to. You don't know how to get to that shit. How do you get to Round Infinity? The game's already infinite. But you gotta do that. Meanwhile, you have Richtofen and Maxis, the 2 German scientists, screaming in your ears the whole time, being like, no, do this, no, do that. So you're getting conflicting instructions in Black Ops 2. You're getting conflicting instructions. You have to babysit a crawler. You have to find radios. You have to find paper messages and notes. and somehow turn all of this into solving an Easter egg. It's like a treasure hunt. It's not very rewarding. Well, okay, it's rewarding on Moon because you get to blow up the Earth. That's pretty cool.
The moon.
The moon, yeah. And you're dealing with like Lovecraftian themes of shit that's not supposed to make sense on purpose. I mean, the mystery box, like literally wherever the zombies go, the mystery box just follows. Why? Nobody knows. Same with the perk machines. Why do they show up everywhere? I don't know. There's a radio message where a guy just says drawing outlines of guns have begun appearing. I don't know why. That's never explained. They just show up. It's like a roving circus. Everywhere the zombies go, they bring all the shit with them. The perk machines, the wall buys, the pack-a-punch machine, and all the convoluted bullshit to get to each one of them. Why do I have to pay to move crates? Nobody knows. And all of this, again, the whole time, you're being chased by the zombies, you're being chased by the special zombies, who sometimes you have to do special shit to kill them. In Origins, you have to get a Panzer Soldat stepped on to get a piece of an elemental staff. There's nothing in the game that tells you to do that. You just have to know. And nowadays you have YouTube, you have the wiki. Back then, you didn't have any of that shit. You had a notebook and your friends. That was it. That's why I think the way the plot is conveyed is convoluted as shit. So.
God.
I really have nothing else.
Wrong pipe. There we go.
Yeah, it was so convoluted he almost died.
Had about 4 minutes on the timer.
But yeah, she said she's finished with her explanation, so time for my little questions and shit. So, wouldn't you say, though, that because it is all these steps and a lot of people in the community know that it's all convoluted, that they're all trying to figure everything out, and there's wikis and videos and all this other stuff that helps break it down a bit more nowadays?
No.
And
you would think that having that many spoons in the pot would help it stir quicker. Nah. Instead of stirring quicker, it just gets all fucked up and it doesn't stir at all. When you have so many people with competing theories trying to be ahead in the community, eventually you're going to have people misleading everyone. I can't tell you how many times the wikis get edited every time a new map comes out. You won't actually have a strong consensus until a year later. Some Easter eggs we didn't find out until a year later. Sometimes the Treyarch devs had to actually post the Easter egg being played just so we could figure it out.
Oh no!
Like they did with Ascension.
Beth just asked a question. What about magazines? And I'm guessing, like, for the story, like any magazines that have given clues or hints to stuff.
Not even back in the day. Because again, it was a game mode. It was just a game mode with maps. It was not the forefront of the series. It was a game mode that was being put together by a little individual team in Treyarch that was called Zombie Labs.
Okay. Trying to think of other questions about this, because I mean, I would think the main thing that would help you, though, is the fact that since they're all Call of Duty games, they're all on the same console and same systems. So you only have so in terms of actually playing it, you just have one spot to go to. You don't have to like do a fetch quest in real life to do anything. You just have to go to one spot and you got it. Or you have access to it because it's just right there in one spot.
Yeah, I can boot up World at War through to now with Black Ops 6 with ease.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you can just you have access to all of it even now. Because it's all either on Xbox or PC, and done. There you go. You're good.
PlayStation.
They're on PlayStation now too?
Zombies? Yeah, they've always been.
Okay,
yeah,
then.
Ben.
Okay, then.
They've never been an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. But still, my point still stands, though, is that you can pick one spot and you have access to all of them. You don't have to go searching through the ether for other stuff.
You have no idea how literal that was for me.
Well, I said ether, not aether. Any other questions I have about this? No, I don't really have any other questions. So yeah. Tiberius just said easy to forget as the PlayStation has no games.
We had a minute and a half left on the timer.
Oh, well, there we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was expecting this question to not be the one that takes like the full time, because it's like
we have to start breaking out the chart and be like, what? If you consult the chart,
that's what I'm gonna have to fucking do.
Save that for the interdimensional shit.
Oh yeah, really? Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
So, I'll give our moderators time to get the timer ready for me for this question.
I got it going.
Okay, cool. So, with Kingdom Hearts, as I said, when it first started releasing, it was literally from Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, and 2. The story was chronological, and the only main problem was that Chain of Memories was on the Game Boy Advance, while 1 and 2 were on the PlayStation 2. But after Kingdom Hearts 2, the series just went all over the fucking place in terms of both the story and where they were available. Like, we had fucking 358 over 2 days, which was set during Chain of Memories and before Kingdom Hearts 2, and it was on the DS. And then we had the original release of Kingdom Hearts Coded, which was Japan exclusive, and it was set after Kingdom Hearts 2, and it was on a very specific mobile phone in Japan, the Panasonic Prime Series phone in Japan. And then we had Birth by Sleep, which was before all of this, which was on the PSP. And then we had Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS, which was again set after 2, but also set after Coded. So, and then we had the Kingdom Hearts key back cover and Dark Road, all of those just on like internet browsers and mobile phones. And then we have Kingdom Hearts 3, obviously on like just all modern systems. And then we also have the 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, with like that's only on the 2.5 collections. And then we also have updates and remakes of the games, which then added more information, like the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. The Final Mix versions of each game adds more cutscenes, and then they add post-game content where when you experience it for the first time, you don't know what the fuck it's talking about. Like, Xemnas was first introduced in Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, but you didn't know that he was Xemnas because he was just called Mysterious Figure. And that's usually what they're called in each game, just a mysterious figure. And then, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix added the Lingering Will boss fight, which we then learned in Birth by Sleep is Terra's Keyblade armor. And then, and then we had, Final Mix versions of, like, all the games, and then HD collections of them to just try to bring them all together, but then we couldn't because some of them we couldn't have the full games in the collection, so we just had the games condensed into a cutscene movie. And it is just all over the place, and each game wants to add its own revelation and own surprise as well. So we have literally it's gotten to the point that we have such minor reveals like, oh, why was Mickey Mouse shirtless in the end of Kingdom Hearts 1? Yes, we have a fucking storyline to explain that. No matter how big or small it is, we have a storyline to explain it. And so it just makes it so convoluted because you have so many things to remember and think of at once. Be like, oh, that's why this is here. That's why this exists. That's why there's multiple versions of this person. That's why there's multiple versions of this enemy. And yeah. Ugh. And then as well, some versions of some of these games are just lost to time. Like the Japan exclusive version of Coded that was on that specific version of the phone. The full version of Coded is just gone. It is lost media. We only have cutscenes of specific things from that version of it, but the full game is gone. We only have the recoded version, which was again on the DS. And so that's also my problem, is just the fact that each game keeps jumping between like PlayStation and Nintendo and PC, and then back to PlayStation, then back to Nintendo, and then with Kingdom Hearts 3 we added Xbox onto the list, and Xbox is sitting there going, what the fuck is any of this? Because we have not experienced any of it. If they've been like Xbox only. So, yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
That's all I have on that, is just how the releases and how each game wants to add something new while also clarifying something else is then just added so many layers to this cake that it's just like, wait, hold up. Okay, what layer are we on? We're on layer 30. Okay, and how many do we need to finish this? 57. Okay, great. Thanks. Ugh.
Yep, 4 minutes and 30.
Oh, cool. But yeah, that's my point with that. It's just all over the place on where it's releasing and where in the timeline it is. So I'm ready for questions or rebuttals.
But couldn't you offset most of that with emulators? Especially if playing it yourself is important.
I mean, yes, you could nowadays, but obviously with like a lot of them, like with Chain of Memories, it was released in 2004. I don't... now I'm wondering, when was like the earliest Game Boy emulator made?
I feel like that was probably the first one.
Yeah, first Game Boy emulator. Oh, it was released in 2000, so you could have actually technically emulated it. But still, that would require the knowledge to like know how to use an emulator and know how to use ROMs. But at the end of the day as well, that's also just you're relying on the other people on the internet to have put the files online.
I mean, it's a pretty popular franchise.
Now it is, but around when like Chain of Memories came out, it kind of like didn't really like it was like enough of a success to keep the franchise going, but like it was just a like, oh, that's cool. And then after Kingdom Hearts 2 is when the series exploded because and what's funny is that originally like people have said like, look, if this series ended at Kingdom Hearts 2, hey, we'd be happy with that. That'd be a great ending. And yet, no, we still have more because there's more information, more revelations, and more things being added onto the pie and onto the cake.
But now there's a big community around it.
Yes,
right?
there is. Yeah, and even with
a big community with a big wiki and plenty of lore videos. I mean, it's partially a Disney property, for Christ's sake. So,
yeah, and I mean, yeah,
there's quite the heavy community to keep the wiki up to date, to even seek out like old footage or anything, walkthroughs, plenty to scour and go over.
Yeah, but also on here's one thing I forgot to actually mention. With each final mix version of the games that came out, there would also come out in Japan only a book called The Ultimania of that game. So like the Kingdom Hearts 1 Ultimania, the Chain of Memories Ultimania, things like that. And in those books, which again were Japan exclusive and they're not really that popular, they would have interviews with with Nomura, the game's director, he would answer questions and so drop some pieces of information, which even to this day, some of those Ultimanias have not been translated because people are like, yo, do you have a copy of it? And they're like, no. Do you have a copy? No. Where's a copy of it? I don't know.
But you said they did get to talk to Nomura.
They did, but because they were those Ultimania books were Japan exclusive, they were all written in Japanese, and so we need them translated, and some are either partially and the majority of them are just partially translated, with a few of them being fully translated. And then, as I said, some of them are like I think like the Birth by Sleep Final Mix one was like kind of not that popular, and so it's like, hey, where's the Birth by Sleep one? I don't know. Even though we know it exists, but so we don't fully know every revelation that Nomura shared in those. I think one of the ones that got translated the fastest was probably now I'm thinking, did they release one for Kingdom Hearts 3, or did they just interview Nomura just normally?
Whereas we didn't even know who the creators of CoD Zombies were until, oh fuck, until Black Ops 4.
Yeah, there is an Ultimania for Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, but yeah, since Kingdom Hearts 3 was the most
remaining.
Yeah, but since Kingdom Hearts 3 was like the most most well anticipated, people have like already translated everything from it. So, which has given us some revelations that are a bit what the fuck. That I will touch on in later points, but yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
And time is up.
Oh, okay, cool. And also, hi, Rust.
Hi, Rust.
Ugh. I think we should also add in this, like, asking Geeks and Tira just after each question our explanations, which one they think quote unquote won that question.
He wants points. Fine.
Well, come on, like let's actually like do that instead of just leaving it just up in the air, like. Yeah, so Geeks Tira, who would quote unquote get the point for that question in your opinions?
Tira, you want to take first your opinion, and I'll follow.
I'm leaning towards Kingdom Hearts here because there's, as Mez was saying, there's like missing information, which makes it a whole lot harder to follow, which kind of leads to it being a little more convoluted than the CoD Zombies.
Yeah, and sometimes that missing information is also just because they haven't gotten around to explaining it yet.
Right. I mean, it's not like it's totally gone, but like, it's not all there.
Actually, there is the piece of information that right now we're hoping is not fully gone, because the other mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, was canceled. And we were sitting here going, well, wait, that was going to be canon to the story. And was going to be like another bridge between Union Cross and the modern day. And now it's canceled. So, what?
Yeah, and some of this information you actually have to like translate from another language, and
like I didn't have to do that. We have shit in German, Russian, Japanese, Chinese, fucking Tibetan, for Christ's sake.
And Morse code too, as you said too.
And Morse code. Do you know how many people in the fucking CoD Zombies community can read and speak Tibetan? I'm not that educated. They had to send it. They actually had to send it to a fucking university. I remember this for doing the Shangri-La Easter egg.
Okay, then.
Mm-hmm.
So does that?
We have a plethora of languages.
So does that addition change your point, Tira?
No.
Okay. What about you, Geeks?
I wouldn't let that slide.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm actually kind of split in between because while yes, Call of Duty Zombies, you need to know, like Lucy stated, the different languages, everything is not laid out in a storytelling format. It's Easter egg hunting through multiple maps, and even then, the community itself is not that helpful to one another. But then on the other side, Kingdom Hearts sounds more pay and region locked and language locked. So not only did you have to have the money to get all the different consoles, the games, you also needed to be in the region where the vast majority of that content's being released. But
Also have that specific console. Yeah.
you have that. So not only did you have to have $300 for, say, a DS. Well, yeah, how much was the DS back in the day? 150,
Or you
$200.
can emulate it.
Which I
For
will.
free?
Emulate now, but as stated, there was like
He just said you could emulate it back then too.
Yeah, because I did say Chain of the GBA, the Game Boy Advance emulator was around since 2000, so you could have done like which obviously I don't know when the emulators for like the PlayStation or DS or 3DS. I don't even know if they're really popular, but
true.
Here's the other thing: the machine has to be able to emulate, and not a lot of them were. That's
right.
like fairly recent too.
We're also talking about 20 years, like what, 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Even then, I was like what, 11 years of age. 21 minus 32. Yeah, so yeah, about 11 years of age. So even then, a lot of the fan base wasn't of age enough to work around a computer. Whereas, hey, no, there's German. Let's pick up a dictionary and try to translate, or debate and try to translate. And
Yep.
I think I just got a glance for Lucy. So
yeah.
For safety concerns, I'm leaning towards Call of Duty Zombies.
Emulation was like still like very niche back then.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like they're split, but okay.
So I'm leaning towards Call of Duty Zombies.
So call it a tie.
Tie.
Yeah, let's say that. Okay. So Tira, next question. Oh, before you say, we're doing well, Rust. Lucy and I are debating on which one's more convoluted, Kingdom Hearts or CoD Zombies.
You should probably put that up on the screen for anybody who's coming in, just so we don't have to say it repeatedly.
I mean, that's the title of the stream, so.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Anyway.
Stupid because this game is so convoluted.
My brain cells are leaking.
Brain.
Boy.
So Tira, your go.
Okay. My question is, how badly does time travel disrupt your understanding of the plot?
Oh God! Oh, we're going to the time travel already. Oh shit!
Fuck!
Open with a big one.
More time.
Oh God!
Tara, heads down, heads down.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to spin the wheel for this? Because
yep,
I feel like we're both gonna need at least 20 minutes each on this.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel. Who's going first? And it looks
page
like
I have
I'm
to tell
going
him for.
first. It looks.
Oh, good luck with that.
I am going first with Kingdom Hearts time travel because yes, there is time travel in Kingdom Hearts. Oh, and this I feel is it's so annoying to me. The main reason I think it's so annoying in Kingdom Hearts is the fact that it's like I'm forgetting now when they first introduce it. Because I forget when they specifically say it's time travel that has happened, but after a while, they did state the rules for time travel, and then they ignored those rules. But then they added on to the rules that they're ignoring. And so it's like, well, wait, how... What, like, originally the rules as stated were... So all these methods require one of two things at first. They require your heart to be extracted from your body either by a keyblade or becoming a heartless. In both instances, your heart is now able to travel forward or back in time only to a point that you exist. And if you go forward in time, by the time you go back to your original time, all the memories you've made of the future are wiped from your memory. So it doesn't matter.
Anti-cheat.
Yeah, so you literally can't. But then the original rules do say, but the experience is etched into your heart. So you could have a feel. So you could still be influenced by what you kinda know, but not really. But yeah, even I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck does that mean, etched onto your heart? But then
it's just like all feelings.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I guess. But then the current rules, again, are like, yes, when your heart is removed from your body, you can go forward or backward in time. But then they added in, people also just have time travel powers and could just circumvent that entirely, like young Xehanort. And want to know how young Xehanort learned how to time travel with magic? From...
Xehanort.
Yeah, from himself, basically. Because when Xehanort became the Heartless Ansem Seeker of Darkness and the Nobody Xemnas, the Heartless went back in time to meet his younger self, and because of that meeting, young Xehanort unlocked the ability to time travel via magic, and so he didn't need to separate his heart from his body. And then, yeah, Xehanort's Heartless is then just going back and forward all over the fucking place, like doing a bunch of different shit, like going back to when Destiny Islands was destroyed in Dream Drop Distance, just so that he could mark Sora for the real Organization 13 to track him in the Sleeping Worlds. He then stayed on Destiny Islands for the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. Young Xehanort then also... because of his magic, could also just make others time travel with him without the need to separate their heart. And so he then time travels the Ansem Seeker of Darkness and Xemnas forward in time to Kingdom Hearts 3, along with all the other members of the real Organization 13. And apparently it does state that, like, if you are in the future or the past and you are defeated in battle, you just get hard reset back to where you came from. Like, you are just forced back to where you came from.
Nope.
Yeah, basically. And again, because all the like members of the real organization, not all of them, but most of the members of the real Organization 13 were sent forward in time to Kingdom Hearts 3. Because of that means when they're sent back to their original time in the original games, they won't remember what happened in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, I know young Xehanort literally says that in Dream Drop Distance, is that once you beat him, he's like, yeah, I won't even fucking remember this, so screw you. But then the mobile game Union Cross added another method of time travel, which is very specific, but also they break the rules for that immediately. So in Union Cross, we end up seeing Maleficent in there, but that is not the Maleficent of that time period. That is the Maleficent from Kingdom Hearts 1. Because when the Ansem-possessed Riku stabbed Maleficent with the Keyblade that he created that turned her into her dragon form, that unlocked her ability to time travel. And so Maleficent, originally intending to just go back in time 10 years to the Birth by Sleep era to just fuck around with time, which apparently, according to the rules as well, states that you can't fuck with what's destined to happen so you can't even alter history? Which then also begs the question, what's the fucking point then? If you can't remember what you learned in the future, nor can you alter what happened in the past, then what's the fucking point?
You should call Doctor Who.
Yeah. But yeah, so Maleficent accidentally travels back thousands or hundreds of years into the past towards the time of Union Cross, and one of the prime evil darknesses, because that's a thing, tells her, like, yo, you're in the wrong time period, bitch, but I know how you can get back. And she's like, oh, do tell. And so that's when you learn about the lifeboats, as they're called in Union Cross, which are the, let me pull up what they look like on the wiki, but they are specific devices that, here they are, yeah, they are specific devices from Union Cross where their stated purpose is that they can send someone who climbs into there through time and to other worlds without losing their bodies. But then it states this: they need someone's memories of them at their destination to rebuild their body. Which is what happens to Maleficent, because she gets sent forward to Kingdom Hearts 2, where the three fairy godmothers accidentally bring her back by remembering her when her crow brings her jacket to them. So she's able to reform. But then they immediately break those rules with the other Dandelion characters from Union Cross, because all of them end up using one, and all of them end up in time periods where no one knows who the fuck they are. Like, they're using these lifeboats to escape the destruction of their world. Ephemer, this guy with the red scarf, ends up only, like, say, like, 2 years in the future. So he ends up, like, immediately after the destruction, so he's able to help rebuild the world. These two characters, Lorium and Elrena, they end up somewhere in the future so that they can end up becoming the nobodies Marluxia and Larxene. Ventus, yes, that Ventus is from this time period, and he ends up in the era of Birth by Sleep. But again, no one in those eras knows who the fuck they are. So how are they reforming their bodies?
Answers my plot hole question.
And then the other thing as well is that in Melody of Memories, Xehanort puts Kairi in one of these lifeboats to send her away from Radiant Garden, and she ends up on Destiny Islands in the same time period, but just in a different world. Which then again begs the question, is it just because she was in the same time period that her body wasn't destroyed? But if it was, then how the fuck did she reform her body in Destiny Islands when no one knows who she is? And then the other thing as well is one of the Master of Masters' apprentices sends a lifeless body to the future with one of these lifeboats, and he only refers to them as the true Dandelion. And it's possible that it's one of the characters that was shown earlier to have been killed. And if so, if it is that character who we then see in the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, how did they end up in unreality? How did they end up in a different universe? Because A, weren't they supposed to be dead by the time they're put into the lifeboat? And B, how are they reformed in a different universe that should have no fucking clue who the hell she is, or even what the fuck she's talking about? Ugh.
Jesus Christ. I don't even want to ask you any questions.
Well, that was the timer.
Oh.
I don't want to ask you questions because I'm afraid I'm afraid to even ask.
Go ahead. Just go ahead. Just ask.
What the fuck is a lifeboat?
So, a lifeboat is something that the Master of Masters created back in the time of Union Cross. they never say why he made it. One of the main things is that in Union Cross, the dandelions end up in a data version of their world, and so the lifeboats can also send people from the data version of the world to the real world, and then they can go in the lifeboats to other worlds and time periods. And it's never explained why they're created and for what purpose. And then the other thing that's weird is that they're in Daybreak Town in Union Cross. And then somehow they're in Radiant Garden by the time of Kingdom Hearts 1, which is a completely different world. So, did Ansem the Wise and Xehanort rebuild the lifeboats in Radiant Garden? Or did they somehow end up in Radiant Garden after Daybreak Town was destroyed? I don't know.
And he said that there are different rules based on the different methods of teleportation. I mean, time travel.
It seems so, yeah. The main method is just you have to separate your heart from your body, and then there's just time travel magic, apparently, and then there's the lifeboats.
So, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, but again, they also just break the rules of those methods the instant they share them. Even though the only one that hasn't been given rules is just time travel magic, so you have to just assume it's following the same rules as the or part of the same rules as the others. That like maybe you can only use the magic to travel to a time period that you exist in. So
Jesus.
Yeah. And as well, they also do say that it's like if your heart is separated from your body, you need to have a vessel for your heart to inhabit to be a person. So that's why in Kingdom Hearts 3 they make a bunch of like replicas to just house the hearts of the organization members. So yeah.
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard a cow's mind snap.
I think this is the one thing where she might go, you have the point.
No. I'm still baffled, but no.
But hey, I just explained it and I'm baffled. So
well, do you have any further questions?
I don't think I'm good.
Right.
I don't think he's... Jesus Christ. Mez, I said something to the voice chat you need to pull up for me.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so so I'm guessing this is the time travel machine of CoD Zombies?
It's one of them.
Oh, one of them. Joy, alright. Well, you have the floor.
Yep. Starting now.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, buckle the fuck up because we're going on a journey. So, in Call of Duty Zombies, as many people know, there is Element 115. Element 115 was created by a demented race of elder gods called the Apothicons. And Element 115 can be interacted with in so many various ways that I can't even begin to list them all. I literally went crazy trying to. But one of the main things for the plot of CoD Zombies is the teleporter. This is like the big thing. It was in Derice. It's the main mode of transportation for just about anything the Ultimus crew does. That's Dempsey, Nikolai, Richtofen, and Takio. And this thing doesn't make any goddamn sense. So basically, if this teleporter doesn't have the right calibration or the exact specifications of what it's teleporting, it will either kill you and teleport your remains somewhere, kill you and teleport your remains somewhere in time, or kill you and teleport your remains in a different place, in a different time, in a different dimension. Or kill you and send your remains to a different place, different time, different dimension, in a different part of the multiverse. You got that? Or, if it is calibrated properly, it will send you to the right place at the right time, in the right dimension, in the right universe. If it is calibrated slightly wrong, it will teleport you alive to a different place, different time, different dimension, different universe. For example, in Call of Duty Black Ops 1, on the map Moon, when you spawn on the map, you spawn in Groom Lake, Area 51, Nevada, in 1963. When you use the teleporter to go to Griffin Station on the moon, you are teleported to Griffin Station on the moon in the year 2025. And you never know that. Our characters frequently use the teleporter to get around from point A to point B, not realizing that they're actually bouncing around through time, causing massive problems for everyone and anybody. When the characters arrive to the Pentagon in 1963, they also bring Samantha's Wrath and the Undead upon JFK, Castro, Nixon, and Robert McNamara. Both of these events happen subsequently in the maps Classified and 5. Furthermore, it seems that even though our characters are time traveling through a horrifically calibrated teleporter, the zombies always know where they are, always know where they're going, and don't really care for the multiverse or its boundaries. They will follow them into the mountains of the Himalayas. They will follow them to alien worlds. They'll follow them even into the ether in a place called the Crazy Place, which we don't know what the fuck the Crazy Place even is. It could be the ether, it could be the dark ether, it could be Argotha, or it could just be the Crazy Place. It's never really explained. Through all of this time traveling, the characters cause, first they prevent the assassination of John F. Kennedy. They extend the length of the Second World War by 5 years. In another multiverse, they allowed both of the world wars to meld together into one. And then they, at one point, time travel so far back that they actually get to aid in the first Apophicon War against the Elder God race that have been corrupted by the Dark Ether because of Element 115, which is also the main element of teleportation. So you kind of get like a Skynet thing there, where Skynet causes its own creation. It's the same deal with Element 115. It's a bit of a paradox. We don't really know how paradoxes work. We just think the multiverse doesn't give a flying fuck. And because of that, they get to fight in ancient times as the Heroic Four, three of them do. There's a Mexican guy who dies, comes back, dies again, but then he ends up in a death loop that allows him to explain how the multiverse works to our characters in the final map in Black Ops 4. But then, you see, all of this teleporting and all this shit is spreading the Dark Ether's energy at Element 115, the evil Element 115 that's called Ethereum. There's a good Element 115 called Divinium, but nothing really works with Divinium other than, I think, the Perca-Colas. But throughout all of this time traveling, teleporting, crossing the multiverse, who's what's it, our main four characters ultimately corrupt the entire multiverse.
Joy!
Which requires the multiverse to, reset the router. You just gotta unplug it and plug it back in again. So our four characters do just that. They get the blood of an elder god, construct something called the summoning key, and construct another thing to eventually build something called the Argothan device, which will transcend space, time, dimensions, and the multiverse to grant you one fucking wish of whatever the hell you want. It's okay. And they collapse the multiverse and throw it into the Dark Ether, which is the evil dark dimension, run by the Apophicons. And this ultimately leads into the last map, where they have to basically cause a second Big Bang to recreate a new multiverse, uncorrupted by the Dark Ether. But bad news: the Nazis are Nazis, and they still want to win the Second World War in this new multiverse that exists, where none of the time-traveling multiversal corruption had ever happened. But that's too bad. And while the Nazis are trying to build a nuclear reactor with, you guessed it, element 115, which was supposed to have been exterminated from this new universe, but somehow Palpatine returned. The new element 115, which is called Ethereum in the new multiverse, it was never called Ethereum in the old multiverse. It was just element 115. Element 115 is, I think, like one of those elements that's like, we've observed it, but we've never actually gotten our hands on it in real life. But here, it's called Ethereum. It's bad. The Nazis tried to make a nuclear reactor out of it, and oh, whammo bammo, they made a teleporter. Because, fuck you. And because they invented that teleporter, that means zombies are back on the menu, boys! And dark ether Ethereum corruption starts spreading throughout the lands. And it's up to the United States government, the United States government, to stop it. And I should mention, the US government also had way more of a play in the original multiverse alongside the Soviets, because they both made their own versions of the teleporters. The American Material Transference Device, the AMTD, because, fuck Amtrak, we're not going to fund trains, so we're going to fund a fucking teleporter, baby. And that was there was a teleporter, and they built the link from the Pentagon to Groom Lake in Nevada, and they built a bunch of other ones, and they were going to go to the fucking moon. Why? Because that's where the Nazis' teleporter was, and that one was apparently better. And we only know how the teleporter works, vaguely, based on one audio recording where literally they don't know. But that's not all the teleporter does. In fact, it can teleport anything that isn't a zombie, except for hellhounds, because hellhounds can transcend time, space, and matter to show up and bite you in the ass.
X.
And not only that, but if you get enough element 115 corruption in you and somehow still are alive, you can end up like the Nova 6 crawlers on the map Alpha and Omega, because they can just randomly blink teleport around. And it turns out that the way they blink teleport is through time and space, which means whenever they blink, they can be blinking through 300 million other parts of the multiverse before they blink back to you. And while doing so, they spread the corruption of element 115 throughout the multiverse. And this happens again in the new multiverse, and we don't know how that's going to be resolved, because now there's because of all this teleportation and time bullshit, it has caused wars among the demonic elder gods within the dark ether, who are now fighting over the old multiverse. Who are fighting over the old multiverse and the teleporters and element 115 and Ethereum and Divinium, and basically the timeline of the old multiverse is completely fucked. It has been collapsed in on itself. We don't know what's going on in there. And in the current multiverse, time is progressing slowly. Literally. It is slowing down while the United States and Soviet governments have been trying desperately to stop the spread of Ethereum corruption in what is Universe 1, because if it breaks out of Universe 1, it will spread throughout the entire multiverse. And basically that means we have to prevent the Elder Gods, the demons, and the Nazis from getting their hands on a multiversal teleporter by copying the designs of Edward Richtofen, who is technically not even supposed to be alive, because him and his buddies are supposed to have sacrificed their constant souls in the multiverse in order to collapse the original multiverse, and so they and Element 115, the Apothecons and the Elder Gods, wouldn't exist to corrupt the new multiverse.
Damn.
Okay, then. And I'm assuming as well that, like, when you use this teleporter, you still have, like, your memories and knowledge of everything?
No.
Oh!
You actually receive element 115 corruption, which has been known to cause memory loss, personality changes, and also a unholy connection to the Elder Gods, who can whisper shit to you and drive you crazy.
Okay, then.
Yeah, that's why Richtofen specifically gave serums to only Tank Dempsey, Nikolai Belensky, and Takia Masaki to pre-drive them insane, so they would be immune to the voices of the Apothecons.
Okay, then.
And it is a serum that he has used once on only each of them and has never brought up again. The Americans don't use it, nor do the Soviets use it, and I didn't even go over the Soviet teleporters.
Oh, God. was gonna say as well, because I just remembered as well, when you use the lifeboats in Kingdom Hearts, it also just wipes your memory.
Now, this will corrupt you into a pawn of the Elder Gods, and you might not even remember your fucking name by the fifth teleportation.
Joy! Okay.
And that is a problem that spans both the Nazi teleporter, the American teleporter, and the Soviets' handheld teleporters, which also have a chance of turning into a black hole and spaghettifying you.
Oh, joy. Okay, I'm trying to think of any questions to ask, because it's just like, that is a big explanation, but it also answers a lot of questions that I might have had as well. But I'm sure the other questions I might have are also things that you don't know. Because as you said, it's like, oh, how was...
Try me.
Because it's like, as you said, Element 115 is in the new universe, and you just said, we don't fucking know, because it should have not existed.
We don't know how. And believe me, I tried to watch the videos on the new lore, and I did pay attention, and we still don't know how the fuck it got there, other than the Nazis somehow got their hands on it, tried to build a nuclear reactor with it, and instead bridged the gap between the new multiverse and the Dark Ether, which isn't even supposed to be able to reach the new multiverse.
Oh, joy. So sad that spaghettifying doesn't mean turning Italian.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I know, right? Yeah, really. Or just having a nice bowl of spaghetti.
You'd think a black hole device would be invented by the Italians.
Don't touch my spaghetti! Or you open a black hole!
Just turns you to spaghetti.
And like that, I didn't even go over the malfunctions. That was just like the calibrations. You fire a certain type of weapon in this thing, it'll malfunction. You fire a different type of weapon in this thing, it'll malfunction. If zombies get caught in it, it malfunctions. It literally is emotional. The teleporter has a fucking mind of its own. Oh, and just one other thing. The teleporter might not even deliver you to a final destination. It might send you through a fucking monkey's paw of shit. It might send you to 5 locations before it actually sends you to the right place.
Okay, then. Black hole's gravity is why the Tower of Pisa is leaning. Oh my god.
So yes, it does cause memory loss, personality changes, gives you a hotline to Cthulhu, and
is corrupting the universe as well, and multiverse.
And yep. And is in the employ of 3 of the worst governments the world has ever seen.
Multiversal AIDS.
Yeah.
Yep. Elder Gods, the IRS, Nazis, it doesn't get much worse than that.
Exactly. Warping through reality like that scene in Multiverse of Madness. I haven't seen Multiverse of Madness, but I understand.
Remember, I said dimensions and universes.
Yeah.
Like, you can also warp to Argatha, the Dark Ether itself, and then end up in a completely different part of the multiverse.
And then, as you said, there's also the crazy place that you could go to, which is just a blank unknown.
We literally don't know what the fuck it is. We all thought it was like a border region of Argatha, but the guy said in the zombies like game director literally fucking said in his like farewell stream that the crazy place is just the crazy place. We don't know what the fuck it is or what the point of it is. If it's like a bridge universe, but he also said it's not. So we're like, what the fuck is the crazy place? We don't know what the crazy place is. We don't know what the borders of Argatha are. We don't know what the fucking borders of the Dark Ether are. And now there's warlords in the Dark Ether because now there's land to fight over there. So what was it, like Zen, where it was just floating bricks in space or some shit from Half-Life? Like, we have no fucking idea.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, the Nazis' communications with Cthulhu is my worst nightmare. Tentacles and racism. It's like Lovecraft's wet dream.
It's like Warhammer.
Yeah.
Well, Warhammer doesn't have universes. It's just dimensions. You have chaos and off topic.
Yeah. Anyway,
Tangent.
I don't even want to
So-
ask Geeks and Tira which is more convoluted.
Oh, I do.
Because I'm sitting here because I'm also just sitting here like I just want to concede this one. Like even I'm just like no, that's yeah.
I still would like to hear their input.
Okay, yeah, let's hear them. Since
Yeah,
Tira
Geeks.
went first last time, Geeks, which time travel method do you find more complicated and convoluted?
I feel that the Kingdom Hearts time travel is more like, hey, here's a slideshow of what happened in the past, possibly could happen in the future, and even though you can interact with everybody, it just gets hard to reset the moment that you choke on a chicken leg. Whereas over here with Call of Duty Zombies, it just sounds like the more you use it, the more fucked up impossibilities that can happen with, I don't know, I just need to go down the street with this damn teleporter thing.
You go down the street and then all of a sudden your neighbor is now Haitian and you're like, wait, what?
Go down the street that you spaghettify yourself, yet still able to make a standard communication with everybody.
I would like to point out that there is a paradox protocol that we don't fully understand.
Okay, for the sake of this argument, what is the paradox protocol?
So if you cause a paradox by going back in time, and basically the example I can give is when Richtofen goes back, the premise crew cross into the universe that Doris and Shinonuma and the Ultimus crew are in. But they go back in time to the very moment Richtofen betrays Dr. Maxis and kills him and Samantha. Well, teleports them. He was hoping the teleporter would kill them, but it didn't because the teleporter is emotional and does whatever the fuck it wants.
But whatever.
And
Anybody?
Primus Richtofen kills Ultimus Richtofen, thereby creating a paradox because now certain events that are supposed to happen don't begin, which shatters that universe and creates a paradox protocol. So now that universe has shattered into they don't give an exact number, but at least we see at least 40 Shatterverses, which are splinters of a shattered paradox timeline that only the teleporter with a very specific calculations can be able to jump through. And they don't even use the teleporter. They use a book called the Chronorium to do it.
Okay, then.
But the Chronorium can only jump through the Shatterverses.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this Call of Duty Zombies because again, even though it sticks to the time travel rules, the time travel rules just seems like it's meant to fuck everybody over. Whereas Kingdom Hearts, even though it breaks the time travel rules, it just kind of like okay, it's free to retcon itself at any given point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they could say, like, "Hey, Kingdom Hearts 4, yeah, you remember all those time traveling? Yeah, no, that's real because everybody got hard reset in some kind of major calamity." So, yeah,
Yeah. I also feel like giving the point to Call of Duty because it does follow its own rules and it's still extremely confusing. While as Kingdom Hearts, it just retcons and has like plot holes all over the place, which it's just plot holes. It's not really convoluted, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, as I said, even I'm like, no, Lucy has this point.
He was like, "No, I think I got you on the time travel stuff." While we were plotting, and I was sitting there like, "Yeah, you sure think you do."
And then now hearing all of this, I'm like, yeah, no, I was fucking dead wrong. I was dead wrong.
I'm amazed I got all. I didn't even get through all of it in the 20 minutes. Like,
But still, that was enough for all of us to be like, yeah, no, you win this round.
to the folks at home, I'm very sorry. I've been trying to figure this shit out for the better part of a decade, and it's still like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And yeah, Gremlin, we're having a debate on what's more convoluted, Kingdom Hearts or CoD Zombies. So, yeah. But all right.
Help
So-
Tira and I.
But anyway, so yeah, next
So
question.
that's-
So it's Geeks' turn to ask a question now.
All right. Who is the main antagonist and what is their plan?
Okay, who gets to go first on this one?
I hope it's you.
And it's me, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
All right. Okay, so main antagonist. So,
Which one?
I was about to say, yeah, because we have like the arc that spanned from Dark Road to Kingdom Hearts 3, and then now we have this new arc happening with the Foretellers and the Master of Masters. So I'll just
Yeah,
go
but that
all.
hasn't started yet.
It hasn't. I need a sip of water. It hasn't really started, kind of, not really, but it also kind of has started. So it's like, I'll go over that one first, just because there's just a lot of questions, because we just don't have the answers to that. So for the future, the question is just who is. So after Kingdom Hearts 3, the main question is, who is the main antagonist? Is it the Master of Masters? Is it Lushu? Is it the Foretellers, who are also the Master of Masters apprentices with Lushu? And we don't know any of that, because it's like the Master of Masters, even to his apprentices, are just very cryptic. And so the only thing we really know is that, like, I mean, in the time of Union Cross, potentially one of his plans was to, because apparently since the beginning of the world, or after the Keyblade War, because apparently there have been multiple Keyblade Wars, there is a Keyblade War before the Keyblade War in Union Cross. Even though there's no graveyard of that Keyblade War, but there is a graveyard of the second Keyblade War. But even though Xehanort refers to his as the second Keyblade War, but according to the timeline, it would technically be the third one, but whatever. So yeah. Ever since then, apparently there is like 13 true darknesses in the world. And the Master of Masters has a plan to get rid of them. That would ultimately get rid of all but one. It kind of works, but kind of doesn't. And so it's just like, we don't know. Especially because it's like, the original plan was to have him, Lushu, and the Foretellers get possessed by a true darkness. And then have the Dandelion leaders get possessed by another true darkness, which would then leave just one true darkness remaining. It kind of doesn't go that way, but it still ends up with one of the true darknesses being completely unknown in where it is. So it's like, maybe that's his plan, but then why does he also cryptically state that he's gonna disappear to go to a world of neither light nor darkness that can't be reached normally? Which we now assume is unreality, because we see him in the secrets cutscene for Kingdom Hearts 4. So it's like, we don't know what the fuck he's planning. And as well, the Lushu, his apprentice, is carrying around a black box that we don't know what the fuck is inside of. And the Master of Masters Keyblade, No Name, has his eye in it that lets him see into the future, that lets him write the Book of Prophecies, where even the Book of Prophecies is written cryptically because he expected the darkness to read the Book of Prophecies, so he wrote it cryptically so that the darkness wouldn't know what the fuck is going on. So yeah, so that's the part of the antagonist that we don't fucking know. But the one antagonist that we do know is Master Xehanort, if it would actually let me go to him. So Master Xehanort, he originally, what we see is him being born in Scala ad Caelum, and he's given to a caretaker to be raised on Destiny Islands, and he eventually manages to go back to Scala ad Kylum because of his Heartless that time traveled from the future to help him get to Scala ad Kylum to become a Keyblade Master. Where while he was growing up, he was constantly told that by his caretaker that, hey, there is this prophecy of the world about like a boy being able to, I forget what the fucking prophecy is, but it's something like he, like, there's a boy that can like unite the worlds and the hearts of others and whatever, and the caretaker kept telling Xehanort, I believe that's you. And so Xehanort grew up constantly thinking that he's gonna be the one to like do a bunch of shit. And as he grew up at Scala ad Kylum, becoming a Keyblade Master, he met like Ericus and a bunch of other people, and he started learning more about the darkness and about being a Keyblade warrior and learning more and more stuff, and then also meeting the Master of Masters and having a conversation with him where, again, the Master of Masters is being very cryptic and vague with him. And then there's the big gap after Dark Road and Birth by Sleep, where in Birth by Sleep he is then this old man, where he's an old man, and as an old man he has this decision of, okay, I am going, of the Ericus's apprentice of Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, I am going to use Ventus to make the Key Blade to summon Kingdom Hearts. And I should say, this Key Blade is spelled X Blade. So like it's pronounced like CHI. Here it is. Yeah. The Key Blade. Because the Key Blade is the only way that the Kingdom Hearts can be created. So he believes at this time that it has to be a heart of pure light and a heart of pure darkness has to battle to create it. And so when he has Ventus as his pupil, he separates the darkness from Ventus's heart, which becomes Vanitas. And so his ultimate plan is to have Ventus and Vanitas fight each other to summon the Keyblade so he can summon Kingdom Hearts. And during all that time, he also decides, you know what? I'm getting kind of old. I'm going to take over a boy. And so he decides that he is going to put his heart in Terra's body to take control and be young again. And and by the end of Birth by Sleep, his plan of summoning the Keyblade with Ventus and Vanitas ends up failing. He does succeed in taking over Terra's body, but when he fights Aqua at the end, he then loses his memories, and all he can remember is that his name is Xehanort. But he becomes an apprentice to Ansem the Wise at this time. He then, after a while, regains his memories and decides, you know what, all this work on like people's hearts and darkness that Ansem the Wise was doing, I want to continue that unethically, and so banishes Ansem the Wise with the other and with the help of the other apprentices, banishes Ansem the Wise to the realm of darkness, and with the research ends up creating Emblem Heartless, and causes a bunch of problems. He eventually becomes the Heartless Ansem Seeker of Darkness, which then goes back in time and forward in time to set all these events in motion. And then his nobody Xemnas, who then starts Organization 13, which we're told in Kingdom Hearts 2, the organization's efforts is to gain artificial hearts because they're all nobodies and nobodies don't have a heart. And also, Ansem Seeker of Darkness wanted to open Kingdom Hearts, which was shown as a door, which is not the true Kingdom Hearts. And Xemnas made a fake Kingdom Hearts. After they're both defeated, they then reform Terra Xehanort, as he's called. And then starts the events of Kingdom Hearts 3, where he then decides he's going to make the real Organization 13, where he is going to have 13 vessels that will all have a piece of his heart residing inside of them, so that they can then clash with the 7 Guardians of Light, and that clash will fully summon the Keyblade and Kingdom Hearts so that he can conquer Kingdom Hearts and reshape the worlds as he sees fit. Because he, again, believes that he is the destined child and that this is what he is supposed to do, even though he is, like, doing such evil shit to get his goal. Anything that I am missing?
That's time.
Oh, that's time? Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So it's all one guy.
One guy, but 13 versions of him that then are more versions of him, but also not 13 versions of him.
Yeah, but they have, like, the Committee of Xehanorts.
Yeah. Then, yeah, the real Organization 13, again, you could argue that they're all just versions of Xehanort because they all have a piece of Xehanort's heart within them. But in the end, the members of the real Organization 13 are Master Xehanort, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, Xemnas, Young Xehanort, Marluxia, Xigbar, Luxord, Syax, Larxene, Vanitas, Tira Xehanort, Riku Replica, and Xion, and Xion is, like, kind of a member, but kind of not, because, like...
Nobody can remember her.
No, because it's, like... It's weird, because it's, like... I don't know.
But it's all one guy. It's all Xehanort.
Technically, yeah. Hence the meme as well when Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out of, like, you've been Norded, which also raises its own questions, because it's like, at first, the sign of someone being a Xehanort is that they all have Xehanort's yellow eyes, and so it's like, ooh, okay, so if they have yellow eyes, then that means they've been Norded. But then we learned, no, that's just a sign of someone being possessed by darkness. That's not a sign of Xehanort. Okay.
Jesus.
But
again,
personality.
Well, it's not really a split personality, is it? Because they're all working towards the same goal, which is Xehanort's goal, because they're all fucking Xehanort.
Yeah. Ugh.
So they're all just Xehanort.
Yeah,
It was Xehanort the whole time.
Yeah. Hence why it's like, yeah, you can say Xehanort is the main antagonist of the Darkseeker saga, because it's literally just versions of him or him straight up.
Quite literally the definition of, fine, I'll do it myself.
Literally. I think that's literally the joke that people say is, like, when it comes to the real Organization 13, is that after the original Organization 13 failed with Xemnas, he's just like, fuck it, the only one I can trust is me, and me, and me, and me, myself, and I, and myself over there.
That guy, he's me too.
Yeah. That
You're
one,
Squidward.
Me.
that girl over there,
I'm
she's
Squidward. Is there any other Squidwards?
man.
I'm out of here.
Or in the case of Xion, it's like, yeah, she's about to be one of me. It's just like, okay. So yeah, any other questions or comments you have?
Yep.
All right.
My turn.
Over to me.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Alright. The main villain of Call of Duty Zombies is... I don't fucking know.
Oh no.
Well, because I made a list of everyone who opposes us throughout the entire story, and we have to start with Dr. Edward Richtofen. I mean, he touches a pyramid on the moon, and he goes batshit insane, and is like, "I'm gonna take over the multiverse." Well, he actually wants to just take over the world, but but then when he does try to take over the world, and he gets control of the zombies. Dr. Maxis has his own evil plan of destroying the Earth, because the Earth is the only connection between Argatha and the multiverse, and that's the only way to control the zombies. But before all of that, Samantha is the one that gets locked inside the MPD, or the pyramid device that controls the zombies. And she's locked in that fucking thing from 1945 until 2025. Until Richtofen switches souls with her and he takes over. And he takes over for 10 years while Max is just trying to recruit a bunch of people to help him destroy the Earth. But all of this was created by the Apothicons. Now, the Apothicons are basically the bad guy versions of a good guy elder god race called the Keepers, and they were corrupted by the Dark Ether, and they want to spread corruption and take over the multiverse. Well, they really want to take over Argatha. The multiverse is just kind of a stepping stone. They don't really care about it. But they're led by the Shadow Man, and the Shadow Man is the leader of the Apothicons, and that's about all he's got going for him. He's a shit fucking boss, I gotta tell you. He literally gets his hand on the key to the multiverse and lets just some random ass human yoink it out of his hands. I'm not even kidding. He literally is like, I finally have it. And then Richtofen is like, nope, that's mine. I can't really explain why, but I must go. And that's it. So next we have the U.S. government, who are trying to build their own teleporters and wonder weapons to fight communism, but in doing so also trying to create an undead army that they can control to fight the Soviets. I mean, fair enough, I guess. But, they're also working in tandem with Dark Ether Elder Gods, who are just beneath the Apothicons, and have more limited views. They want to actually conquer and carve up the multiverse, and are giving the Soviet Union and the U.S. government the tools of the trade to do that. But then we have Group 935, who has multiple versions across the multiverse, who work for the Nazis trying to do that. Then we have Director Purnell of Broken Arrow, who's trying to also become an Elder God by constantly infusing himself with element 115, and his story happens over the course of 6 maps, and he ends up as the Avogadro zombie, a zombie made out of pure element 115 lightning energy. Then we have the Soviet Union, the typical Hollywood bad guys. They want an undead army and teleporters and wonder weapons to spread the word of Marx around like a bunch of goddamn Jesuit priests. And then we have the Nazi zombie Apothicon God, who is a specific Apothicon God who has thrown in his lot with the Nazis. He thinks Hitler's a swell guy and is doing everything he can. He even puts an entire fucking army of Nazi zombies on ice for the Nazis to use at their own leisure and unleash upon the world in the 80s in East Berlin in the new Dark Ether storyline. But as far as I know, he hasn't even been dealt with, and he still has that Nazi zombie army on ice. Then we have the Apothicon Civil War that's happening currently in the Dark Ether storyline of the new Black Ops games, where the Apothicons, now that the multiverse has been collapsed and launched into the Dark Ether, now there's actual territory for them to fight over, an entire infinite universe for them to fight over. And I can't even fucking pronounce the names of the fucking bosses of that Civil War. It's a bunch of Lovecraftian gobbledygook that I couldn't even write it down. And then we have Dr. Monty, or as I just like to call him, Malcolm McDowell, because it's just Malcolm McDowell. For the longest time, we always said, oh my god, it's fucking Malcolm McDowell is behind everything. And he kind of is. He's a keeper. He's one of the good guy things, but it was his idea to destroy the multiverse. And now, because of his stupidity, he's trying to unfuck the current new multiverse and failing horribly, and we don't even know if he's actually still a keeper or if he's been corrupted into an Apothicon, and he doesn't even realize it yet. Then we have map-centered antagonists such as Brutus on Alcatraz, and he works for the Apothicons as literally a warden of tortured souls. And then we just have the unholiest of unholies, the Nazis themselves, who technically caused this entire nightmare just to win the Second World War. So, I have no idea who the main antagonist is, because while maybe 2 or 3 of these people are dead, they've just been resurrected and are still in play as antagonists against the sanctity of humanity and preventing the corruption of the Dark Ether into the multiverse. Every single one of the people I listed still have interests in play, are still locked in the multiverse. Like Director Purnell, he's still in the corrupted multiverse, and it's been hinted that he is also a Element 115 Elder God being with his own army of demons and zombies and shit. So he could also still be in play as an antagonist. We have units of the Soviet Union who are currently doing expeditions into the Dark Ether, and they've actually captured creatures and tamed them to use against the United States in a hypothetical World War III. And so has the United States. We put zombies in fucking armored suits for some goddamn reason, because that's a great idea. Well, it worked so well for the Nazis. Give the undead corpse a machine gun and heavy armor. What could possibly go wrong? Better yet, we'll do you one better. We gave him a fucking jetpack. Let's see. Yeah, and then of course there's the one Apothecon got. He's still in play. He still has that Nazi zombie army. Like, Dr. Monty's still out there, even though this was all his idea. The Shadow Man, we haven't even seen the Shadow Man in a while. We think he's been destroyed because we think he died at the end of Black Ops 4, but I don't know. The guy's cheated death 2 or 3 times before. Like, we didn't really see him hit the ground. Samantha's still in play, and we don't even know if she's been corrupted or uncorrupted by the Nazi zombies. And she killed Richtofen's family in the news stuff, and we didn't even know why is Richtofen alive? He's supposed to be dead. But same with Maxis. He's supposed to be dead, but he's alive again too. So all of these people are not fucking dead, still in play, and I don't know which one of them is the bigger threat than the other. Help.
Okay, then. So honestly, with all of this, it just sounds like it is just so many pawns on the table that it's just hard to realize who's the queen, really, because they're all acting like they're the queen.
Yeah, and they're all pawns. Like, some of them are pawns of each other. Like, Director Purnell was pawns of the Apothecons and the Elder Gods, but now he possibly is one. Same with Brutus. Brutus was a pawn of the Shadow Man. He was the warden of Alcatraz, now made a torturer of lost souls in a pocket dimension. But now that the universe has collapsed on itself, he's out and about on his own. He's possibly an elder god with an army of his own now. And I mean, again, like I said, the Nazis are still in play because they got that one elder god on their side who just thinks they're neat. And and Group 935 exists on multiple multiverses. With both Richthofen and Maxis having led it in almost every multiverse, and they usually work for either the German Empire if they exist during World War I, or they work for the Nazis. And I was not going to put the German Empire on this as a fucking antagonist. It was only for 2 maps, and the Apothecons, I thought they would be the main antagonists. They're the ones who, but they didn't even create Element 115. Element 115 was created as a reaction when the first one, who was the first keeper to create anything, created Argatha, but because, for every action there's an equal opposite reaction, which means somehow the laws of physics fucking existed before the universe did, that created the ether, which ultimately created the Dark Ether and Element 115. But it was the Apothecons who launched Element 115 into the main Zombies universe, creating the zombies, the teleporters, the wonder weapons, the Perca-Colas, this story, and my growing psychosis. And again, Samantha, Maxis, and Richthofen are still all in play. Especially now that fucking Richthofen apparently has been resurrected 2 times over for some fucking reason.
Because why not?
It was fine when they brought him back to life and it was just him. I was like, all right, you know what? Fine. He's a big player. You can bring him back. I don't care that much. But then they brought back all the original 4. I was like, oh, Fuck you. Yeah, I don't think I left anybody out.
Yeah. So really, it seems between us, it's like as between our stories, it's like, yeah, as you said, for you, so many players on the table that could be the main antagonist, but then are replaced by another person, but then they come back as a main antagonist and things like that. Whereas I'm like, I have one guy with an impossible plan that is started when he is both a child but also when he's an adult, because the adult went back and influenced the child to start the plan that the adult had in his mind.
And required time travel to defeat.
Yeah.
Whereas all of my guys have been beaten but are not defeated.
I mean, I got my answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I got mine too.
All right. Yeah, and I don't have any questions or rebuttals, so.
Well, I'm gonna my point to Call of Duty here.
Same here.
It's like you were saying, you're not sure because it keeps on passing around with who the hell the main boss is, while as with like Kingdom's Heart, simple answer is Xehanort. Don't know which one, but it's Xehanort.
It's just very, like, impossible how he's planned literally everything that would happen in all the mainline games.
I will give you that Xehanort's plan is fucking ridiculous.
And to think that it all started just from being told, you're the boy of legend, even though when you then look at the legend again, you then think, wait, isn't that just Sora to a T?
I mean, it. You'd think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one man with one plan.
That within that one plan has like 37 backup plans.
It's
No,
one
he's
man
smart. I
with
never accused him of being stupid.
Fair, yeah.
It's one man with an HR violation. He spread his essence into every one of his coworkers.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's curse.
I swear to you, I tried to make this easy on you. I really did. I tried to watch some videos as to whether, because I was starting to think Element 115 itself has to be up to something. No, it's just a rock.
It's not just a rock. It's a boulder.
It is just a very, very angry fucking rock. It has no emotions. It just is a corrupting force.
Very, very spicy.
Yeah.
And the worst part is that the people who created it, or well, the people who think they control it, the Apothicons, like we thought initially that only the Apothicons can talk to people corrupted by it. Nuh-uh. These elder gods who came from nowhere can and have apparently their own motivations against the fucking Apothicons. And I swear to God, I tried with their fucking names, but they have the most gobbledygook names I could fucking find.
Good names.
I mean,
They're like Moldoc.
If it's
But then there's Moldoc and anti-Moldoc.
I was about to say, like, yeah, if they're like Cthulhu, like Lovecraftian kind of based, then yeah, they're gonna have gobbledygook. Then yeah, they're gonna have gobbledygook
I
names.
shit you not, one of the elder gods took the name Anti-Moldoc because he hates Moldoc so much he wants his name to be known that he hates Moldoc. So that's why he took the name Anti-Moldoc.
I'm gonna go with Moldoc sucks.
That's what I'm saying. But no, he was like, nah, I'm just gonna put fucking hate in. I hate this motherfucker in particular make it my first fucking name.
I mean, you could argue Xehanort kind of did the same thing with Ansem the Wise, where after he banished Ansem the Wise to the realm of darkness, he then took Ansem's name to be like, nah, I'm cooler than you. Fuck you.
And then in the map Mauer der Toten, where we first interact with this this Apothicon god that is like just thinks the Nazis are neat. You're facing like his main liaison on Earth, whose name I can't remember. some bitch, and they're trying to unleash the Nazi zombie army. But when you win, he takes the army and her and retreats back into the Dark Ether. You don't really defeat them; you just delay the next attack. The guy's got like 100,000 zombies with him, man. Like he's not fucking around, and he's not dead. There is the one that they do kill at the end of Black Ops Cold War, but I don't count him because his only motivation was just getting the fuck out of the Dark Ether, and he dies instantly. And he wasn't even the cause of everything either. He was just an opportunistic elder god demon thing.
Okay, then.
Squid monster of some form.
That's how they be.
I pulled up the Elder Gods on stream, and yeah, they're just like floating tentacle monsters.
Mm-hmm. I showed you in the Shadows of Evil Easter egg the giant octopus over the city.
Oh, okay.
They have beaks, you know.
According to the wiki here, there's even apparently in one of the maps you go inside one of these Elder Gods.
Yeah.
And there's a pack-a-punch machine inside the Elder God.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
I haven't played too much. Listen, I tried to avoid those as much as possible just because they fucking drive me up a wall. But then it was like Shadow Man, the Apothecons, the Dark Ether Elder Gods, Group 935, the Soviets, Americans, the Nazis. So many pieces are still in play by the beginning of this new universe. So I say, for the sake of my sanity, question.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
I believe it's Tira again.
Mm-hmm. Bring up the wheel.
Well, which question do you want to ask?
The biggest frustration and the worst part of the story, and why?
Oh.
So wait, we're doing worst part of the story?
Yeah, / biggest frustration. Alright, who's going first on this? The wheel is saying me again, but I've gone first the last 2 times, so I think Lucy should go first this time.
Alright. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Geeks, are you okay with that? Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm trying to recover from the concussion from earlier.
Concussions.
Concussions.
Yeah,
Worst
multiple.
part of the story. I could just cheat and just say the Dark Ether story arc, which is what's currently ongoing and is going to be continued in Black Ops 7, which, Jesus fucking Christ, 7. But I don't want to, because that's a cop-out and that's cheap. And it's not really convoluted, it's just bad writing. The really genuine, most convoluted thing is
Or your
the
biggest
multiverse
frustration.
mechanic. Well, my biggest frustration is trying to just wrap my head around multiverse stuff. This is not spelled out at all in the game. I didn't even know, like, nobody told us this, because we needed confirmation from the developers for any of this shit. Because unless it was spelled out directly to us, we had no fucking idea. So, like what I told you before with Groom Lake and how it teleports you to the Griffin station on the moon, but it's at 2 different times. You go to Area 51 in 1963, but then you go to the moon in 2025. We didn't know that. We had no idea. Actually, we thought it was a plot hole for years that it was that Transit, which was the first map of Black Ops 2 and was taking place directly after Moon, approximately 10 years chronologically, so 2035. We thought that map was set in 1963 because the map is set in a small American town that's been destroyed, and that town is populated by cars and people dressed like the 60s. But the weapons you're using are from the 2020s. So we just assumed, we went with what the zombies are dressed like and what the cars we're seeing and everything around us were, and the fact that there was a 1950s, 60s soundtrack, that it was the 60s or whatever. But no, it's set in 2025. And that's not fair. Then we go with Horizon Drac and Zetsubo no Shima. And again, our characters are jumping around from multiverse to multiverse, from year to year. Like 1 minute they're in 1945, then they're in 1952, then they're in 1943, then they're in 1944. And it doesn't make any fucking sense because they're trying to get the multiverse versions of each other. Then they go into Brutus's pocket dimension, which is where Morgue City and Alcatraz are, Mob of the Dead, Blood of the Dead, and Shadows of Evil. And they have to get blood off of a couple of mobsters who were executed and locked away in this torture chamber of Alcatraz for some fucking reason. But then they had to create another paradox where Richtofen had to die. And again, I don't know how the paradoxes work because they're in a pocket dimension. So if they create a paradox in a pocket dimension, does that create a shattered timeline like it did with the Universe 1? I don't know. Every step of the way, this multiverse bullshit doesn't make any fucking sense. But then they wrap it all up nice and neatly in a bow and say it doesn't matter anymore. You've collapsed the multiverse and you've launched it into the dark ether. And I'm just But apparently it does matter because now the original 4 characters are alive, even though their deaths were required to collapse the multiverse because they accidentally made themselves pillars of the multiverse. So in order to collapse the multiverse, to throw it away into the dark ether, you had to kill Nikolai, Tank Dempsey, Takio, and Richtofen. They all had to die. Every incarnation of them, every single incarnation of them must die in order for this plan to succeed. The plan succeeded, so why the fuck are they still alive? I guess another one that bothers me is the Apothicon Civil War. It doesn't make any sense. The Apothicons were fairly united behind the Shadow Man in, we want to get the fuck out of the Dark Ether. We want to conquer Argatha. Well, okay, I get it. So what? They're trying to get the fuck out of the Dark Ether again? So why are they fighting each other over it? There's a bunch of Elder Gods fighting each other over territory. Like a bunch of goddamn Mad Max warlords. Aren't you supposed to be Elder Gods? Why are you fighting over territory like a bunch of goddamn children? It doesn't make any sense.
Pause one second. Night Tiberius.
Oh, Night Tiberius.
Nah.
And like, why are some of them being like, oh, I want to help the humans out because I think I could trick them to pull me the fuck out of here. Why? It didn't work any of the first times. Why would it work now? And clearly it's not working because the U.S. government killed 3 Elder Gods. Then the Soviets captured one. So maybe stop fucking with humanity. If I was an Elder God, I would just be like, you know what, maybe this isn't working out for us, guys, because every fucking time, 4 people, just 4 people, whoop our fucking asses and collapse the multiverse to keep us out. But we don't know what the Elder Gods want because they're fighting a fucking civil war over bullshit. So it's the multiverse dimensional traversing. It makes no fucking sense what the rules are. Like when you think you know what the rules are, the rules you collapse the multiverse and just throw the rules in the trash, the dark ether. And this is me excluding stuff that is from gameplay, like going to the crazy place, or when you get teleported to Samantha's room in Argatha and Kino der Toten, or even the fucking mystery box. Nobody knows how the mystery box works. It pulls guns from different timelines and universes and uses a stuffed animal to say, fuck you, I'm going somewhere else. Or the gun outlines. Now, the gun outlines you can kind of explain, but, like, whoever's controlling the zombies at the time is just wanting to have fun and make a game out of it. So throw a bone to the mice and everything and shit like that. Let's have some fun with it. The other thing that doesn't make sense: why do zombies have souls? They're dead, and their disgusting, rotting corpses are being controlled by dark ether energy. Why do they have souls that I can harvest and fill a soul machine with? That doesn't make sense. Also, how did the Soviets create a black hole generator that doesn't destroy the Earth? Communism, I guess.
Yeah, really.
Karl Marx himself is holding it back. Fucking
The spirit of the people.
Stalinium. The spirit of the people. And then, of course, the Soviets create Nazi zombie monkeys because the Soviets suck. And then there's like we just don't know the full extent of the ability of Element 115, and I think for good reason. But my main thing is the multiverse traversing is confusing as shit to me, especially now with the characters resurrected, even though their deaths were required to collapse the multiverse. So does that mean the multiverse is uncollapsed? I don't know. And like I said, I'm doing you a favor by not even really going into the full extent of the bullshit the Soviets and the Americans get to, because I think it's just bad writing. I think it's just bad writing. I really do.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just focusing on the stuff that's good, and that was the multiverse traversing, and it still doesn't make any fucking sense.
Okay.
At least with director Purnell, it was funny because he was made of pure lightning. So what did the U.S. government do with his ass? They dumped him in a giant ass battery and had him running an entire state. That's just fucking beautiful, don't you think?
Yeah, really.
Oh, we got an elder god made of pure electricity. What should we do with him?
Make him a battery.
Give him to General Electric. They'll sort his ass out. The most American fucking solution of put him on a treadmill, have him power a county. Seriously, you find that poor motherfucker in a power station, and he only comes out when you turn the power on. It's funny.
What's his name again?
The Avogadro, but he's also director Purnell. Cornelius Purnell.
There he is. Okay. Oh yeah, he's like in this picture. He's just all like he's
literally lightning.
Yeah. Okay then.
That's time.
You have any questions for me?
Not really. Because I mean, I think that this question is more so that just so we can vent about our own series. So it's like, so tell me about how that feels, even though that's the whole point of this question.
You see, Doc, I woke up one day and somehow this still tortures me to this day. And I remember when this was just Nazi experiments. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit. That if you look at the design of the teleporter, it's based on an actual like Nazi experiment called the Bell, and we don't even know what the fuck it was. But like conspiracy theorists think it was an anti-gravity machine, and I'm just sitting there like, no. You have to remember also the Nazis invented the microwave, trying to make a ray gun. So
my theory is because of the name, maybe it has something to do with like sound, like a sound weapon, maybe.
well, it's called the Bell because it looks like a bell.
I mean, fair enough.
That's it. And there was a Nazi project called the Giant, which is what Doris is. The Giant. There was a Nazi atomic program in Breslau, Poland, what is now Poland, which is where Doris is set. It's all just wackadoo and crazy, and I gotta tell you, it's like the story beats The story beats I've been able to put pin together and stuff, but there's so many holes, and it's always comes back to the multiverse traversing. When you get down to multiverses, dimensions, then this paradox protocol, which I don't even know. Like, okay, I can apply the paradox protocol when they shoot Richtofen in the head and cause a paradox that they can jump around in. But what happens when you cause the same paradox in a pocket dimension? Does the paradox protocol apply there? I don't fucking know. And somehow you can escape a paradox protocol, or not a paradox, a pocket dimension, because that's what the gangsters did in Mob of the Dead.
Oh, joy!
So how were they able to escape a time looping paradox? But Brock and Jerry, what the fuck's the other guy's name? They're two explorers that are trapped in a time loop in Shangri-La. How come they can't escape? But these guys could. Is it because they're in a pocket dimension, or is Brock and what's his name in a pocket dimension? I don't know. There's at least 2 instances of time loops, and we have no fucking idea how the time loops work. So yeah, I cede the floor to you.
Okay. So, I mean, I think if I were to just narrow it down to one thing, it is technically just narrowed down to just Nomura's writing style when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, is that he can't just sit and just explain something. He always feels like he has to add something and make you question something or do a big reveal for something. So even in games where it's meant to be just like an explanation of something, you then are hit with something brand new where it's just like, oh, okay, fuck, what is this? Which then ends up making more and more of the games like relevant and necessary. Like, a lot of people
shut his fucking mouth syndrome.
Yeah, like a lot of people had originally joked that Kingdom Hearts Recoded was not necessary because a lot of the game is just replaying Kingdom Hearts 1. But then he is just replaying Kingdom Hearts 1 with the reasoning being that it's them looking at the data of Jiminy's journal from Chain of Memories to understand why there's a message that says thank Naminé and a new message that somehow appeared. And so it's just them going through the beats of Kingdom Hearts 1 again with a data Sora going through data. But then all of a sudden we are then told brand new shit in Recoded where it's like, wait, hold up. What is this? What is going on? Why are we talking about this? What is this? Why is this a thing? Like, I think if I remember correctly, one of the things that we learn is that, I'm looking at the wiki right now to remind myself, because that's how it's just like, why? Oh yeah, because it's just like the end of the journal is just, the end of Recoded is just telling Data Sora and King Mickey about how Sora is connected to saving a lot of people. People that they know, like Roxas and Axel, and then people that Sora doesn't fucking know, like Xion and Terra Ventus and Aqua. And the whole justification of Recoded is to explain the note that Mickey sends the gang in the ending cutscene of Kingdom Hearts 2. That's the purpose of Recoded, is to go, hey, what was the note that Mickey sent them at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2? Yeah, that's what Recoded is going to answer. But it's going to reveal a bunch of shit while answering that question. So that would be like the main thing. Because it's like, it's also resulted in a bunch of stupid shit that's currently happening. Like, in the original in Kingdom Hearts 1, it introduced us to the idea of these princesses of heart. Basically, princesses whose hearts are made of pure light. There is no darkness in their hearts whatsoever. And they originally told us that in Kingdom Hearts 1, we learned that, those 7 princesses are Kairi, Alice, Snow White, Jasmine, Belle, Cinderella, and Aurora. And it's like, okay, cool. So yeah, all right, fine. In Kingdom Hearts 3, they then all of a sudden just say, oh yeah, they passed the other 6 besides Kairi passed their light onto other princesses, and so they're now the new princesses of Heart, which then, as I said, Kairi never passed on her light, so she's a part of the original princesses of Heart and also the new princesses of Heart. And we also don't know who all the new princesses of Heart are, because the only ones we know outside of Kairi are Rapunzel, Elsa, and Anna. And that's it. So we don't know who the other 3 princesses of Heart are. But then there's just also a lot of things that they just keep adding to the story that just raises more and more and more questions. Like in Kingdom Hearts 3, when a bunch of the real organization members are just sitting together and talking, they specifically show that it's Marluxia, Larxene, Demyx, and Luxord that are sitting and talking with each other. Part of it is them joking that Demyx is just a lazy piece of shit, because Demyx is. But then Xemnas appears and is like, oh, let me explain to you your ties to the ancient Keyblade war and stuff and things like that. And we only know about Marluxia and Larxene's involvement because both of them appear in their human forms in Union Cross as Laurium and Elrena. And we know nothing about Demyx and Luxord. We don't even know what their human names are. We don't know what they were doing before they were nobodies. We don't even know, like, anything about them. They never showed up in Union Cross, and so it's like, how the fuck are they connected to the Keyblade War then, if they were never there? And again, who the fuck are they? And Luxord also after he's defeated in Kingdom Hearts 3, gives Sora a playing card because, it's a wild card. When you're in need, use it and I'll come help. So it's like, how the fuck is your wild card still gonna be useful after your nobody has been destroyed because its powers are part of your nobody? Okay. And then this is a retcon that they added that I was going to say in another question, but it's just like, they keep saying in Kingdom Hearts 2 that nobodies don't have a heart. That's the whole point. Nobodies do not have a heart. They are just the body and soul of a person who lost their heart. And yet then they turn around and say, oh, but nobodies can grow a heart, actually, which they then use as the justification on how they bring back Roxas. And it's just like, wait, excuse me? How is this possible? How can nobodies grow a heart? Well, it's never fucking explained. And then they also imply that replicas have a heart, even though, again, it's like, but you're just the body and memories of a person to be a replica of them. How can you have your own heart? What the fuck? Yeah, and also the other thing that is just a big gripe for me is just the fact that they just don't follow the rules of the top time travel that they themselves set out. But yeah, I'd say my number one complaint is just Nomura's writing style of always wanting to surprise the player, which has gotten us in this fucking mess in the first place. He can't just explain things. He has to explain things and then add something to surprise you.
Or just don't explain it at all.
Yeah, because part of me honestly genuinely believes that they only really added that line of like, oh, nobodies can grow a heart, just so they can then justify Roxas coming back. Because again, Roxas is supposed to be Sora's nobody. And the only reason a nobody can exist is if a person was made into a heartless and they had a strong will and their body and soul became a nobody. Also, yes, apparently nobodies have souls. But not a heart. But yeah,
no.
Yeah. Like literally, I can open up the nobody wiki page, and it literally says a nobody is the body and soul of a strong-willed individual who has lost their heart. So yeah.
My dad loses his heart whenever his favorite college football team loses. Does that make him a nobody for the weekend?
And a heartless too. Because yeah,
Jesus
losing your
Christ.
heart, it ends up with you and yeah, having a heartless and a nobody. Which again, the perfect example is like Tara Xehanort's heartless and nobody of Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and Xemnas. But yeah.
On to questions and rebuttals.
I got another for you because honestly, it was a lot of the same problems I had when I was watching you play.
Yeah.
When we first saw the nobodies, I was like, oh, okay, the Leather Cloak Club. So what the fuck's their deal? You explained it to me then, and I still don't get it.
Also, fun fact: the black cloaks are explained as like it helps them travel the realm of darkness without getting attacked by Heartless. And so that's why people who aren't in Organization 13 also wear the black cloaks. Like Riku and Mickey wear one.
So camouflage.
So what?
I guess
the Heartless are just like, oh shit, it's the edgy guys. We gotta stay away from them. Fuck them.
I guess
Hot topics coming through.
I guess. Let me see if there is a page for the black cloak. Oh, there is
it's like
a page
fully
for the
leather black cloak too. It's a huge fucking thing.
Okay, it says
like
here. It's an article of clothing imbued with magic that protects the wearer's heart from corruption when traveling through the darkness between worlds.
Why the fuck would they need that? They don't have hearts.
I don't fucking know. Oh, its abilities allow the wearer to use the corridors of darkness to quickly traverse the realms, and as such, it is primarily worn by Master Xehanort and the members of both Organization 13s. So that's the other facet, is you can use the corridors of darkness and go, hey, I'm gonna travel through the world now. Bye-bye.
Just all the other Heartless, like, hey, they're not wearing our gang colors. Let's get them.
Yeah. Oh shit, they're cool. They're cool, though. They're cool.
So, I have no more questions.
Yeah. It's also crazy to think that the first time we see, like, chronologically the black cloak is on the Master of Masters and Lushu. When it's like, they are literally in a time hundreds of years before everyone else. And yet even they're like, nah, we need it. It's like, okay, alright.
All they wear a proper drip.
You need drip, son. Masters over there. Just pointing. You need drip, son.
Yeah, you need drip. You can see him fucking saying something stupid like that, because again, the Master of Masters personality right now is just that of a big troll.
And everybody thinks he's Sora.
Well, that's a theory That's a theory right now.
Masters.
It's Sora.
Like, yeah, like,
Heartless just rolls up to the Master.
Yeah, like right here, him saying, whoa, you think the book tells you everything? Yeah, right. It's like, oh my god, Master of Masters. What the fuck?
Alright, judges, who do you think won this round?
Has the more fair complaints. I guess, I don't know.
You go ahead. You go ahead, Geeks.
I was first last time. Your turn, Tira.
I want to say Kingdom Hearts this time.
Yeah, because of all the retconning.
It's just like it doesn't really explain anything.
Or if it does, it then has to add something on top of it.
There was like a meme animation years ago that I'm actually remembering where Goofy's like dying. It says, "Sora, remember, tree drop distance. Sora, 52 over 2 days. Sora, chain of memories."
That's the other thing that's so annoying as well, is that chain of memories is so important to the plot, and yet Sora, Donald, and Goofy don't even remember it. Because the point of the story is that they have to forget everything that happened to be able to continue.
I forgot everything, yet somehow this Tommy gun feels familiar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's also just other stuff that's just bullshit in Kingdom Hearts 2, like obviously Roxas was created when Sora sacrificed himself to save Kairi and the Seven Princesses of Heart, which also released his heart to create his Heartless and then Roxas his Nobody. But when he did that, because Kairi's heart was in his body, that also created Naminé, Kairi's Nobody, even though Kairi never made a Heartless, but her heart was... I don't fucking know.
I thought Naminé was like a split of Sora.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, she is like... And so because of the special conditions of her quote-unquote birth, that's why she has the powers over Sora's memories and those connected to him. Yeah, it says right here, Naminé is a very odd nobody, born from Kairi's heart and Sora's body and soul. Kairi's own body never became a nobody because her heart lacked darkness, since she's one of the princesses of heart.
So, inadvertently, Sora is gender fluid.
I guess!
Inadvertently.
At least his heart is.
At least his...
Yeah. And then there's also Xion, who also is kind of created from Sora and Kairi. Because she's a replica made with Sora's memories. But specifically his memories of Kairi. So I've heard people joke that, like, Xion is, like, quote-unquote Sora and Kairi's kid.
No.
But not really.
No.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, kinda, but not really. And so it's mostly just a joke that people say.
So...
Oh, yeah. And the other things they also say is, well, I'll stop. I'm just adding more. So it's like, I'm just adding more, like how, oh yeah, Xion's Kingdom Keyblade is not a real Kingdom Keyblade. It's just a replica of the Kingdom Key.
Straight jacket.
Uh...
So, next question. I'll humbly take the L on that one.
Yeah. How many questions was that? That was the plot, main antagonist.
Tres, cuatro.
Okay, so this is the 5th one then. So this will be the last one for this stream.
Okay, right now Lucy's winning.
No, I think we're at a tie because I got the plot one. Oh
no,
the plot.
You have 2.
Yeah, that's right. The plot was a tie, and then the last 2 have been to you, and then this one has been to me. So yeah. But anyway, so yeah, last question of the stream. What is it?
Oh yeah, my question. Okay, explain how the signature weapon of the series operates in universe.
Oh fucking god damn!
Jesus Christ!
All
right, I'm gonna spin the wheel again for this one.
Okay, so you're both saying that the Son of God is a weapon.
I can assure you, the Son of God could not be any further from either of us right now.
All right, the wheel says I get to go first with the Keyblades.
Keyblade or Keyblade?
Yes!
Shut up! Shut up! We'll be here till tomorrow.
Yeah, really? All right. So the very first Keyblade was the Keyblade. Like, it is the one that all the others are quote unquote made after.
Well,
So
it's spelled with a Greek letter.
yeah, it is. And yeah, so it as I said, like, it was originally created to kind of be like a companion to Kingdom Hearts. So it's like, yeah, whoever wields the Keyblade is like has power over Kingdom Hearts. And then in the past, the Master of Masters, when he was a young child, studied the Keyblade, and after that initial Keyblade War, because of his studies, he was able to create other Keyblades. And how does he create the Keyblades for people? It says that he extracts them from a person's heart. And yeah, he extracts them from a person's heart based on his knowledge of the Keyblade. So in essence, you could argue that every Keyblade is a derivative of the Keyblade. But with that, there comes a lot of different things that they can do in the series. Like the obvious main important thing, the obvious thing that we know from ever since Kingdom Hearts 1 is that you can change the keychain that's on the Keyblade, which will change its appearance and change its strengths, weaknesses, and its abilities. And so with that, you can also then, I guess, in a way, customize it if you want and be like, oh, I don't want to just have the normal Kingdom Key today. I want to have the fucking the fucking this Keyblade. I don't fucking know. But also each Keyblade is specific to the person as well, which also doesn't make sense in Union Cross, because in Union Cross all the Keyblade wielders in Union Cross have the exact same Keyblade, which is the Starlight Keyblade. Yeah, all of them have this fucking Keyblade, but they can make it stronger and make it look different. Like, oh yeah, here's it at its strongest when it's the most powerful version of it, but it's still the Starlight Keyblade. Anyway, but yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, each Keyblade is also specific for each person, so that's why for every Keyblade wielder, there is a different Keyblade for them. Like, as I pointed out, this is Kairi's Keyblade, which also is tied to a plot hole in the story, because Riku just pulls it out of his ass and hands it to her, and we never learn where and how he got it.
Well, like you said, he pulled it out of his ass.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but apparently it's also like Keyblade wielders. You could, I guess, like, if you're not a Keyblade wielder, you cannot hold a Keyblade. Like, as they showed in Kingdom Hearts 1, when Leon tried to hold the Kingdom Key, it just disappeared and reappeared in Sora's hands. And so it's like, yeah, each Keyblade is tied to their wielder, which is then funny because the Kingdom Key originally wasn't supposed to be Sora's. The Kingdom Key was originally meant to be Riku's, but because Riku was giving it into the darkness at the time, Sora was then right there touching this is literally word for word what the lore says. Sora touched the light in Riku's heart, which then made the Kingdom Key go to Sora. So yeah, and then also we then learn that if you're a Keyblade master, you are able to do transformations of your Keyblade, and you're able to do like a bunch of different shit with it. There's no page specifically for that. Okay. But like some of the examples that we have is like when you're fighting Master Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 3, he can change the Keyblade into a shit ton of different weapons, such as like cannons, a top, a whip, some chakrams, some gauntlets, and a double-bladed lance. Because he's just that strong, apparently, that he is just able to change the keyblade to all these different forms. We also see it with Sora and the various different keyblades that he can wield in Kingdom Hearts 3, that he's able to do transformations with each one to do different things. There is also, I wrote down this quote from King Mickey, where he says, the keyblade's power comes from the wielder's strength of heart. Anyway, so yeah, apparently it's like the stronger of heart you are, the stronger your keyblade is. But also, like, you also might be wondering, well, how do you become a keyblade wielder? Well, we only learned that in Birth by Sleep, so we don't know if that was a thing back in Union Cross. But in Birth by Sleep, apparently there is a ritual that you can do called a bequeathing ritual. And Tira does that with Riku, which allows Riku to be able to wield a keyblade. Aqua accidentally does it with Kairi. And it's so weird that the bequeathing can be an accident, considering it's like, when we see Tira do it with Riku, it's this whole ceremony where he, like, says all this stuff, asks Riku questions, he holds the handle of his keyblade towards Riku and tells him to grasp the handle to accept this burden and whatever. So yeah, like, here's Tira doing it with Riku. It's like very deliberate, very, like, specific and deliberate. And the only reason that it's accidentally done with Kairi is because Aqua is protecting her from Unversed, and so she puts her hand on the handle of Aqua's keyblade. And that somehow gives her the ability to wield a keyblade in the future. And then you might wonder, well, how does Sora able to wield a keyblade? Because he never got a bequeathing ritual. I think they say in lore that the reason that Sora is able to wield a keyblade is because Ventus's heart is inside his heart. So that technically, like, quote unquote, means Ventus did a bequeathing to him, even though he technically didn't. But yeah, but then that also then raises questions on how characters like Lee, or aka Axel, was able to wield a keyblade. It's like, how did this motherfucker end up being able to wield a keyblade? He never went through a fucking bequeathing ritual. And he's just able to summon a keyblade out of nowhere. Which then also raises another question that I have with keyblades that's in my plot hole section, is just, how the fuck are the keyblade forms determined for each person? That's never explained. Like, we never learn how their base look is supposed to be determined. Like, as I said, with Lee's keyblade, why the fuck is it one of his chakrams but with a flame on it? Maybe because it's like, oh, because you used chakrams and flame magic when you were a nobody. So there you go. Doo-doo-doo. But then that then raises the question of, Riku held 2 different keyblades that are considered his. He held the, what was it called when his first keyblade that he held. I think his first keyblade that he held officially is called the, like, Way to Dawn keyblade, which just looks like his weapon from Kingdom Hearts 1, but as a keyblade. And then that keyblade is broken in Kingdom Hearts 3, so he now wields this just car key looking motherfucker. And it's just, okay. It literally looks like a car key. Like, it literally looks like...
It's car key.
Yeah, and so it's just like, what determines that? Especially since I think it says with that second keyblade that he gets, I think it said as well that, like, Master Yensid gives him that one, which then makes you question, so you can just give people other Keyblades?
Yes.
Which also is, like, the case for Aqua, because she holds a specific Keyblade, but after Birth by Sleep, she then holds Master Ericus's Keyblade. Let me see if they show Ericus's Keyblade on here. I'm sure they'll show it on Aqua's page, but yeah. They fucking don't. Great. Let me go to the gallery. Yeah, like, okay, here. Like, this was her original Keyblade at the start of Birth by Sleep. But then by the end of Birth by Sleep and throughout the rest of the series, she is then wielding fucking Ericus's Keyblade, which it looks... I don't see it popping up anywhere. Here it is. Yeah, that's Ericus's Keyblade right there. Even though it's like, I guess she's able to because Ericus is the one that gave her the title of a Keyblade Master, and Ericus is dead, and she took his Keyblade after he died. So, I guess that's why Aqua has his Keyblade now? Since we do know from the Master of Masters that you can hand down your Keyblade to a different person, because the Master of Masters is the one who started with the Keyblade called No Name, and then he gave it to Lushu, and Lushu then gave it to his apprentices, who then gave it to their apprentices, who then passed it down over and over until finally it came into Xehanort's possession. And then after Xehanort was defeated in Kingdom Hearts 3, it then went back to Lushu, because who was revealed to be Xigbar the entire time. And, yeah.
And that's time.
Yeah. Any questions or comments about Keyblades?
How are they forged?
As I said, all we're told is that the Master of Masters extracts them from a person's heart.
So the Master of Master makes them.
Yeah, because, like, he is, like, one of his things is that he's learned, as they say, he learned to forge the Keyblades, but then they also specifically state, not like a typical, like, you know, I'm at the hammer and chisel, like, hammering it away at it. It's like, no, he's just like, let me reach into your heart and just pull it out.
I need an adult.
Bolaram style.
But also other people are just able to just gain Keyblades. Like, as I said, yeah, like Riku's original Keyblade, the Way to Dawn, apparently just used his original weapon, the Soul Eater, as a base, and then just went from there. And just went, I'm just gonna look like your weapon you had originally and go from there. And then in Recoded, Data Sora is given a Data version of the Kingdom Key. But then apparently Data Sora gains the strength of heart to create a real Keyblade? Yeah. And yeah, apparently, like, even if you physically break a Keyblade, it can be repaired. Because, as I said, like, the Riku's Keyblade Way to Dawn was broken in Kingdom Hearts 3, and then we see it used later by the Riku replica as part of the real Organization 13. And also, Lee's Keyblade was broken by Xemnas, but then later in the game, he has it repaired again.
And how can they lose them? Can they ever break?
I don't know. I mean, I did just say they can be broken, but then they'll be repaired magically. So I think the only way that you can quote unquote lose your Keyblade is in the essence of like Lushu and Ericus, where it's like you just hand it off to someone else and be like, here, you have it now. which I guess is a way to lose it, I guess. Or as like
done with this bullshit, you have it.
Or as the Keyblade graveyard shows, you can just die and then it will just be embedded in this place where you died. So it's just like, oh yeah, here's a reminder that this person was here. I also need to share this fun fact about Keyblades that Nomura shared when he shared the drafts of Kingdom Hearts. He shared this development image of Sora with his iconic weapon, where he wanted Sora to be half human, half lion, and his weapon to be a chainsaw sword.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the original design of Sora and his weapon. It was a fucking chainsaw sword and him being half lion.
That'll certainly do it.
And and of course everyone jokes that Disney was probably the one to be like, I don't know about the chainsaw.
Or the furries.
No, I think they pulled back on the furry on the animalistic features to have him match more of Final Fantasy characters, or to be like a mix between no. So yeah, the animalistic part was to have him be a mix of Final Fantasy and Disney, but then they kind of like retooled and redefined his image. But anyway.
And that's time.
Ugh. So yeah, you're now it's your turn for the signature weapon of your series.
Which one?
Oh joy.
Yeah.
I know when you talked about it, you said the wonder weapons or something, I think is what you said.
Yes, the wonder weapons. But you see, the wonder weapons have one thing in common. Element 115. All similarities from their end. We have wonder weapons that have been designed by the Nazis, the United States, the Soviet Union, Japan, the Dark Ether, the Keepers, and some that are even homemade. Some good old redneck engineering, Bubba.
Part of me feels like the Thunder Gun might be part of that list.
No, that one was made by the Nazis.
Oh, great. Okay.
You can actually get its prototype in Tag der Toten, called the Tundra Gun.
Anyway.
Yeah. There also the monkey bombs fall under the homemade because they were made by Samantha. Then we also have some of the other things like the Matryoshka dolls, which are a cluster bomb and a Russian nesting doll. The quantum entanglement device, which is just a Doctor Who grenade. The Gersh device, which is a black hole in a deliver Amazon package size. Then we have, as I said, we have stuff from the Dark Ether. So, for example, the Chryslax, which is not an axe made by Chrysler, but it is made out of pure dark Ethereum. And then we have the Hell's Retriever, which is a tomahawk made out of a fragment of an Element 115 meteor. We have the Time Bomb, which is a literal time travel landmine.
Oh, joy.
No idea how that works, but it's how you get to round infinity. But I'll just start with the Wunderwaffe DG2, standard lightning rifle. You send an arc of lightning through one zombie to another. That was developed by Edward Richthofen and Group 935 for the Nazis. Then there's the VR-11. Not exactly sure what the hell that thing's supposed to do. We know it fires stuff that if you pack-a-punch it, it can actually turn zombies back into people. Which is very useful on the map that is featured in Call of the Dead, because the zombies will all chase after the guy that you just made until he's dead. Obviously the Thunder Gun, which again developed by the Nazis using Element 115 to create a sonic boom. The ray gun, very famous. The ray gun using element 115 that has been condensed down into a plasma and fired out of the front of it in a gaseous ring. The wave gun is two guns in one, an electric gun and a temporal displacement gun that can be put together into one big gun that is used on the moon. As for some of the homemade wonder weapons, we have the jet gun, which is a homemade thunder gun made out of a jet engine. The sliquifier, which is this is just stupid. The sliquifier makes the floor slippery, and the zombies fall around and fall down in it. And because the map it's on is called Die Rise, it's set in a high-rise building, so you're more likely to kill yourself with this piece of shit than the zombies. The Blundergat is a 4-barreled shotgun designed by the deranged warden of Alcatraz, and you can upgrade it to the Acid Gat. Then there's the Paralyzer, which is designed by a blacksmith from the 1800s to fight the hordes of the undead. Then we have the Ether Maid. We have the 4 elemental staffs, which are the staffs of the ancient heroes: wind, fire, thunder, and ice. Then we have the Apothecon's Servant, which is kind of like that like bee gun from Half-Life 1 that sticks in your arm. It's like literally an ancient demagogic creature that attaches to your arm. The Wrath of the Ancients, which are like the elemental staffs, but they're bows, so they suck. Then we have some American-made wonder weapons, such as the Ray Gun Mark II, the Winter's Howl, the CRBRS, which is just a laser M16, the Cerberus, excuse me. And then we have Soviet-made wonder weapons, like the GKZ, which is just a knockoff of the Wave Gun, and the Ray K, which is just a laser-shooting AK-47, all powered by Element 115. And then we have the one Japanese wonder weapon, the KT-4, and it's just again a knockoff of the wave gun. And all of these things have one thing in common, and that is element 115. It is what allows these weapons to do their reality altering attacks and allow them to also, as alter reality. The VR11 can resurrect the dead perfectly, especially cleanse them of element 115 corruption by which is used actually to bring Peter Kane to life. He's the hanging man on Shino Numa. But as you use these weapons, obviously, it spreads the element 115 corruption wherever you go. Firing the Wunderwaffe DG2 in a teleporter actually is believed at first to have caused the time traveling effects of the teleportation, but we also learned that miscalculating the calibration of the machine does that too, so whatever. There's so many weapons, and they're so hard to get. The elemental weapons, but then you can also argue the pack-a-punched weapons. The pack-a-punch machine itself is the signature weapon of the franchise, which is where the pack-a-punch machine infuses regular everyday weapons with element 115 to turn them into super guns with cool-ass names. And like if you pack-a-punch the AK-74U, it becomes the AK-74FU2. The upgraded M16 was called the Skull Crusher back in the day. They changed it now because they fucking hate me. But like the Wunderwaffe DG2 was called the Wunderwaffe DG3 JZ. JZ stands for Jug Zapper because it would zap your Juggernog. But I would think that normally when it comes to signature weapons, most people will lean towards the wonder weapons, the special weapons designed by mad Nazi scientists working for the United States, mad Nazi scientists working for the Soviet Union, made by mad elder gods, and made by crazy-ass Bubba rednecks. So you can't really say there's just one. There's a whole baker's dozen of them, and then some to go through. And I mean, each one plays differently, but ultimately, It's just whatever the box decides, because you'll probably never even see these fucking things. I'm just kidding. You'll probably see them more often than not. So, yeah. That's what I got.
Okay. I've been having the wiki open on the Wonder Weapons page as well while you were talking about all that.
I saw.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just thinking of any comments or questions, because it's just... I am noticing as well that I guess it seems to be like a more recent thing where they'd made some of the Wonder Weapons buildable in some of the maps.
Nope, not very recent. That started in Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, like this liquefier in Black Ops 2, Blundergat Black Ops 2. Okay.
And there's like some that are obscure Easter egg weapons, like the golden spork or the 1-inch punch.
Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, I'm also seeing some here like the Smiley, which just looks like just a buzzsaw.
Angle grinder.
Yeah, it's hard to actually ask anything about it because, as you said, there is not one specific one because they're all used in different ways, but ultimately to just do the same thing of just protecting yourself from the zombies.
Yeah, but some could argue that the ray gun might be the signature because it is the only wonder weapon that will always appear on every map.
That is true, and everyone always like and everyone always hopes for the ray gun.
Not originally.
At least when I played.
Originally, everybody hated it because the ray gun caused splash damage. And actually, it was bugged way back in the day where if you pack-a-punched it in World at War, it would actually do less damage. It was bad, and they kept that splash damage going for quite a while. That's why when I think it was when PhD Flopper showed up, because part of PhD Flopper was it would take away explosive damage, so that way you would be immune to the splash damage from the ray gun. And then they took PhD Flopper away because they hate us. And then they brought it back, and they, in 2 maps they actually fucking tease us with PhD Flopper.
Also, hi there, Scatus. Hi, thank you for the raid. Hi, thank you for coming on in. Yeah, a raid. Wow. Hello there. Hi. What were you doing? You're playing Grounded. How did that go? Hopefully you all had a fun time. And hello, Raiders. Hi, my name is Mezka Gorgolich. I'm a gender fluid cat demon VTuber and lewd tutor. And today I am joined by my co-host, the lovely Grand Mistress Lucy, and with our moderators GeeksFortune and Tiramisu. And Lucy and I are debating on which series is more convoluted, Kingdom Hearts or CoD Zombies. Playing Grounded Fun. I was busy fighting ants and spider. Oh no. Well, hopefully you had fun though, so. But yeah, again, just already CoD Zombies.
Thank you.
Yeah,
well, I mean, like I've convinced these two to give me some points with Kingdom Hearts, so yeah, but
Point
yeah.
and a half.
Still, it's closer than you would think. It's not like she's Black Ops 6 is out with zombies already add to it. Oh yeah, no, Lucy here has already complained about the reveal that's in Black Ops 6 about like the
original 4 were alive.
Yeah, the original 4 are alive and coming
And they
back.
say they will stop. They won't stop.
That's what Nomura says about Kingdom Hearts 2. That, oh yeah, no, I know it will end. It will end. I do have an ending in mind. And we're just like, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah.
They
They
But
dropped
they
Rare
literally
Kingdom Hearts
set
4.
they literally set up a new zombie storyline in Black Ops 4 that was like set in a whole different like universe and just threw it away after Black Ops 4.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you just came in with us finishing our arguments on the signature weapons of the series. So Lucy here was just decided to talk about the wonder weapons of CoD Zombies, and I obviously talked about the Keyblades.
Yep. And I think the wonder weapons are a little more convoluted than the Keyblades.
Even though, as I shared, it's like how you get a Keyblade and why it looks the way it does is never explained.
And the box is never fucking explained either, and that's the only way to get a fucking wonder weapon.
That is true too, but let's leave it to our judges slash moderators since we've made both of our points. What are you two thinking?
No.
This is a tough one. One is random by the box. The other one just spreads like a venereal disease.
Yep.
Remember, everybody, if you don't want a Keyblade, wear protection.
and don't touch random handles of random swords.
Why does that sound much more wrong than what it was intended to be?
You're right. Yeah, it does.
Hey, buddy, want a Keyblade?
Oh no.
Oh
The
no.
box is just like, today you get the figgy pudding.
And
Yeah,
then
well,
the next time you get teddy bear. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye.
I need an adult. I am an adult.
It's kind of how it was with the when you see the bequeathing scene between Riku and Tara. Riku is kind of just like, what the fuck is going on? But then he just goes, okay, I'll go with it.
Touch my handle, kid.
This is like the newer cutscenes with Richtoff, and he's just wielding a Wunderwaffe like it's no fucking problem, and they made it like this gigantic monolith of a weapon in his hands, and he's just waving it around like it's a toy.
I have to lean more with Call of Duty on this one.
Ooh.
Because with the box, you never know what you're gonna get. It could be a gun. It could be a slicker. It could be a new strain of gonorrhea. You just never know what the box is gonna give you.
Give you a Keyblade.
It could give you a Keyblade. I don't know. Maybe the box touched someone's handle.
The box probably did touch somebody's handle.
We don't know what the box has been around touching.
The box ends up all sorts of weird places.
Well, apparently, since it goes through the multiverse, I mean, hell, it gets around.
Yeah, true. And what do you think, Tira?
Yeah, I'm also kind of leaning towards Call of Duty because it's not clear what the main what the main weapon is. I mean, yeah, I could argue it could be like the ray gun, but
It could also be map specific. It's like, oh yeah, no, the ray gun doesn't mean shit here. It could be just some
Yeah.
random, like, hey, I cleanse you.
Or the ray gun Mark II.
yeah.
And I did see in the list of wonder weapons all the way down like the melee ones that you can get. Apparently there is a whole quest you can do to get a wonder weapon called, where is it? The golden spork knife, which apparently is the strongest of all of them because it's a one-hit kill no matter what.
Yep, on
And
Blood
it's
of the Dead.
and it's just a golden spork duct taped to a golden knife.
Yep. And the golden spork is one of the hardest Easter eggs in Mob of the Dead. You literally have to run around a bathtub in the worst choke point in the fucking map. Singing Kumbaya as you try to kill enough zombies to fill the bathtub with blood to get the fucking spork.
Yeah. Then, like, on the other side of it, like, the Keyblade is clearly, like, the cohesive weapon here. The case repairing. You can kind of guess what determines the shape of it.
I guess, like, as they say, since it's like it's as the Master of Masters like says, it's like it's extracted from someone's heart. So I guess it's like their heart determines what it looks like.
Yeah.
Which, what was the name of the game where like everybody got the same Keyblade? Like,
what do you mean by the same Keyblade?
The star wall, like
Oh, Starlight, Union Cross.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, okay, you're all generic. You all get generic Keyblade.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about you.
I don't know about that, but yeah. Oh yeah, there's also the fact that you're only supposed to able to wield one Keyblade, and then Roxas over here is like, nah, I'm a dual wield.
Yeah.
And the only reason he can dual wield is because he's Sora's nobody, and Sora has Ventus in his heart, which first is the reason why Roxas looks like Ventus. And then apparently after Xion is destroyed, that's when Roxas is able to wield two Keyblades. With them specifically looking like Oathkeeper and Oblivion, and I guess the reason for that is because it's like, oh, Oblivion looks like a dark Keyblade, and Oathkeeper is a light Keyblade. So he's dual-wielding light and dark because he's a nobody. So he's between light and dark.
Nobody to love me.
But the asset files aren't quite there. It just looks like Sora's Keyblades right there.
It literally says that when he's first able to, when he initially gains the ability to dual wield Keyblades, they just look like the Kingdom Key. But it's after that that they transform into Oathkeeper and Oblivion.
Oh.
And also what's funny is during 358 over 2 days, when Xion is around, because apparently Xion's existence when when Naminé is trying to restore Sora's memories, Xion's existence just keeps fucking with Sora and Roxas, and so Roxas and Xion keep going back and forth on who can wield a Keyblade and who can't. So, like, literally they have to go on missions together to be like, yeah, no, we both can totally wield a Keyblade. Yeah, that's totally a thing, right? Haha, yeah.
So, your final determination, Tira?
I'd say, like, yeah, the mechanics of the Keyblades are... It's a mix. It's kind of confusing.
Don't forget as well don't forget that I also added in that a data version of Sora was able to create a real Keyblade. Even though he's just data. And he's not real.
Yeah. Meanwhile, for Call of Duty, all you gotta do is just add like... add some shit to a weapon, and you got yourself one weapon.
Just duct tape a scalpel to a spork.
Well, no, the scalpel and the spork was infused with element 1. Well, no, wait, no, that's Mob of the Dead, so the souls of the damned, you have to infuse it with zombie souls. Which we still don't
Oh.
understand how they work.
But also, that's just that wonder weapon when there's, as you said, as we can see,
But everything
so
else
many
is like,
more.
Yeah, everything else is infused with element 115. And they all react differently. Like, the VR11 cures zombies, while the Wunderwaffe DG2 fires a fucking arc of lightning. The Scavenger shoots bolts of explosive element 115. The Winter's Howl is a freeze ray. There's a shrink ray, which we don't even know how that one works. There's the Gersh device, which is a black hole generator. The quantum entanglement device, which is just a fuck it device. It could do anything random. It's totally random. It could even drop power ups and shit.
Okay then.
Like it's just element 115 is a fucking. It's a it's a grab bag of bullshit. We don't even know how it works.
Oh, Keyblade still feels a little more complicated now that's been like. Now that I'm thinking about it.
So is this round another tie then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So that's the decision of the stream then today. Is that
Well, let's see.
is that in this part one of it, Lucy is ahead by a point.
1. Yep.
Which honestly is a lot closer than I was expecting after listening to Lucy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's a lot closer. I was sitting here expected to be like hearing a bunch of the shit from her. I was like sitting here being like, okay, yeah,
I mean,
she might just.
To be honest, here for me it wasn't even close because like the only reason like Kingdom Hearts went out above the other ones because it's a little more complicated. That's it.
I mean, that's what we're arguing at the end of the day. Which one's more complicated?
Yeah.
See, his answers are more complicated than the fact that I have a lot of open-ended questions.
That is true. You have more open-ended stuff, and while I do have some close-ended stuff, the close-ended stuff is confusing.
And so it also has its own open.
And then they retconned it to then be open-ended, and it's like, oh, great,
Yep.
thanks, okay.
Whereas
Yeah,
CoD
also-
Zombies never likes to fully commit to anything.
Meh.
Whereas Kingdom Hearts commits and then changes its mind.
Mm-hmm. And so what's worse, retconning or never committing?
Yeah, really, at the end of the day. I still find it so funny. One of the retcons or explanations that we got in Kingdom Hearts was Mickey not wearing a shirt at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm not even kidding. Because when Mickey appears at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, when he's holding the Kingdom Key D, which is apparently supposed to be the Realm of Darkness equivalent of the Kingdom Key. Okay. When he shows up in Kingdom Hearts 1, he's in his, like, typical Disney attire of just the red shorts and the yellow shoes. And that's it. Holding aloft the Kingdom Key D. And then every time we see King Mickey after that, he's wearing like a full outfit with like a shirt or a coat and other things. And then in the 0.2 game, which takes place during Kingdom Hearts 1, but from Aqua's perspective as she's stuck in the Realm of Darkness, Mickey shows up wearing a shirt and coat. And so they then have to explain that, yeah, it gets destroyed by the darkness before he gets Kingdom Key D. And so that's why he doesn't have it. And when he gets the key,
Blew his shirt off.
they literally, let me see if I can find the cutscene because it's just so fucking funny. Because it's
Let's
just.
go up with a bullshit excuse.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, like oh yeah.
Time. with this key and
Yeah, he has the Kingdom Key, and there he has his shirt.
in the realm of light.
And he's just like,
We're gonna close this door.
yeah, close the door to darkness that was called Kingdom Hearts, even though it's the door to darkness. Whatever.
Now, all we need
Out
is
fucking
Riku.
standing.
Sora. Riku.
Yeah, let me skip ahead. There's Riku running to the door, and there's...
Everybody, come on, Aqua.
Yeah, and then a bunch of Heartless appear and attack them, Aqua and Mickey. Oh, you know, they try to go for Riku, but they stopped it.
Back off!
And yeah, Aqua does magic, and then it escapes from the magic, hits them both, and then, yeah, Mickey's shirt is gone. There we go. He lost his shirt because of a bunch of Heartless.
Like one of those K-pop drama things. Oh, I got hit with something. Now my shirt goes to shreds.
Yeah,
Just
really.
Get shirt off. Stick.
And yeah,
Disgusting.
we apparently we needed that explanation.
R34 artists are frothing at the mouth now. It's like, yes, we need shirtless Mickey.
Oh, even though that's just how Mickey's looked forever.
Right?
Oh god. As I said, Nomura's writing style, he can't just explain. He has to explain and then add on to surprise you.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Star Wars writing it that way.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's what it's called. Form change, even though it's also called Keyblade transformations, but whatever.
I don't know, Call of Duty is sounding more like a organization issue, while Kingdom Hearts sounds like more of a HR violation, one after the other.
Oh yeah, and the first time we see the form changes in Kingdom Hearts is in the final mix version when you fight Lingering Will. Which again is apparently Terra's Keyblade armor that is still holding on to his Lingering Will. And so yes, as we see in Kingdom Hearts 3, the Lingering Will armor is just hollow on the inside.
Please, just call him Will.
I can top that. I can top that. The ghost enemy on Buried is the ghost of the creator of the Pack-a-Punch Machine's mom after he stuffed her body into the Pack-a-Punch Machine.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, and now she's an uber powerful ghost that can create multiple copies of herself, and she fucking steals your goddamn money.
Hmm.
And dies from bullets.
Oh, joy.
And she's terrifying as shit.
Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, the form changes don't have to be a blade at all, as we see. One of the form changes for Sora is a fucking shield. Or a fucking hammer.
Bonk.
A cannon. Fucking ice skates. Oh yeah, and then there's Sora's like rage and anti-form as well. Which has just its own fucking stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah.
Yeah, congrats, Moo. You're
You've
Your side's a whole lot more
you've
confusing.
won part 1.
I did it.
You bludgeoned the cat with
I will say I
I
did see Bard add say a question that I'm adding that onto our list of questions because it's a good one.
Which is?
How many theories are there for your series?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Tira, I think we're in for more punishment.
If this was 7 years ago, I'd have your ass whooped.
Yeah, I think next time I need to bring some popcorn, big old like a big gulp.
Who? Two
Them.
big gulps.
I need a couple cans of Celsius. Lucy, please send some. I need the energy for this punishment.
Also, Lucy, I'm gonna get closer in a second.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Let me get smaller. Here you go.
That's
But-
weird.
I know,
Saying it
right?
bigger than her.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
stepped
confused.
closer to the camera. That's what it was.
I'm so confused. What's going on?
Oh,
Damn
no.
optical illusions.
I know, right? Damn. I'm still laughing from the picture that Lucy got as a commission that shows our cannon heights compared to each other.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she did share it in the Discord. Which, by the way, if you're not a part of, why don't you join the Discord? Like, yeah. And she's pulling out her tongue. There you go. Oh, but anyway. Oh, this is a lot more fun than I thought. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just being able to sit here, hang out, and just talk about shit we enjoy. And shit that confuses us.
Oh god, yes. I've been holding in that rant for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. I could feel the anger. Yeah.
It's just been brewing
Yeah.
this entire time.
Then it keeps getting worse.
Who shall we go raid in on though? In terms of people I'm following, there's not a lot. You know what? Since we played with them last week, why don't we go to Helios? Yeah, they're playing some Disco Elysium.
Yeet.
Yeah. All right. So let's go right in over to Helios. If you are subscribed, you can have the raid message as well. But yeah, hopefully you all have a wonderful evening tonight. We shall see you tomorrow for some more Yakuza Kiwami. Cause yeah, with my schedule change at work, we've unlocked Wednesday streams. Yeah. Yeah. But until then, have a good evening. Bye.
Bye-bye.
But also follow Geeks here. Follow Geeks. Let me shout Geeks out real quick. And thank you for coming here today, Geeks.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. There we go.
Not like you had a choice.
Yeah, we pointed a gun at your head and said, come. Anyway.
Well, hey, now I can't do the other cue.
Anyway. Bye.
Whoa.